A big thank you to Brad Van Meter and his State Farm team down in Des Moines. They're all Hawkeye fans down there at his Fleur Drive office. Visit him in person to get a quote on insurance. 515-256-6480 is the number. His address is 4229 Fleur Drive. You can also request a quote by going online to www.bradvanmeter.com. Again, that's www.bradvanmeter.com. Brad Van Meter and his State Farm team in Des Moines. Also, want to take a moment to thank RTI Threads. They're with us once again, and they are showing off their Hawkeye apparel over at rtithreads.com/NIL. Some of these players are going to be moving on, but they still got bowl prep and a big bowl showdown versus the Vanderbilt Commodores. Support Aaron Graves, Zach Lutmer, Jacob Gill, Carson Shire, all at rtithreads.com. Use that /NIL. Also, Big Grove Breweries, you can see up here in the corner. They are with us, and they're the official watch party headquarters of the Hawkeyes. Football, basketball, all of the above, men's and women's. Visit their locations across the great state of Iowa, Solon, Cedar Rapids, Iowa City, Des Moines. And if you live on the West River, you can check out their location in Omaha. Brand new. It's beautiful. We just did a live show there last month. All their locations can be found at biggrove.com. So we're here to talk Iowa State. We're joined by Iowa alum Kachine Alexander, who is with us. Kachine, welcome.
Good evening.
Welcome. All right. So many things to get to. I just want to make sure everybody's aware because, not everybody that's here, perhaps not everybody watches the show each week. I just got home. So two things. I don't think Iowa State people know north, south, east, west, because I specifically asked an attendant at Hilton hey, I'm on this side of the arena. What door am I exiting from? And the guy's like, oh, I think it's north. Well, I was trying to position myself so I can make a quick exit. Well, he sent me to the south. So I think they're not quite sure how to determine north, east, southwest. So I booked it. If I sound like I'm out of breath, it's because I booked it back for the show. So Kachine, Iowa State defeating your Hawks 74-69, and so many things to get to, from a late surge from your Hawks to a questionable decision down 3 by guard Taylor McCabe to, I think, an odd game plan on Audie Crooks at times to maybe even questionable officiating. I've heard it all on social media over the last half hour. Give us your initial takeaways to Iowa's Cy-Hawk loss in Hilton.
I feel weird. And I'm going to explain why I say I feel weird. Because on one end, I see so many missed opportunities to come out with a win. Glaring opportunities. Then on the other side, I'm like, okay, tough environment, young group, down double digits. That's good fight, in that scenario. It's always tough to win there, period, at, Iowa State as it is. And then, tack that on to 2 undefeated teams, top 11 in the country. That's tough. So I'm in a weird spot tonight because I'm pissed off. Don't get me wrong, because I don't like Iowa State. But the coach in me is what's calming me. That's all I got right now.
Well,
before we break down this game in its entirety.
I'll break some of it down while you compose yourself. Both teams struggled at the foul line, and really, Iowa State's issues at the foul line kept Iowa in the game late. I mean, like when Iowa State had several opportunities at the line to really end the game, they couldn't do that. Whether you're talking about Crooks or Jada Williams, I think missed 1 or 2. Both teams shot 50% or less from the foul line. You look at the flip side of that. If you're Iowa, you're like, hey, if we make a few more free throws, we may win this game. I know they lost by 5, but they missed 6 free throws on 12 attempts. They also got out rebounded. They were -7. Fouls, there was a discrepancy there as well. 20 called on the Hawks, 15 called on Iowa State. Iowa, I thought, was really ineffective in paint offense. I didn't see Iowa's bigs trying to take advantage of Audie in, I thought, a variety of ways that could have been had tonight. I mean, you talked about this heading into the game about running her wild. Did that happen? Was Iowa trying to run her? Like, give us an idea, X's and O's wise, of how you execute that. Because to me, I saw a lot of jogging, and I'm not quite like the game plan on Audie in this game. It doesn't just come down to who guards her. Okay. It also comes down to how often do you send a double? When do you send the double? And then what do you do to put pressure on her offensively? She didn't pick up her first foul until the second half. That's not okay. That's where I'll say I'm going to call out the coaches for a second. That's not okay. You've got to figure out a way, even on the road, with maybe an unfair whistle, if you want to call it that, to get Audie at least a foul or 2 in that first half. Don't give me this nonsense about we don't have the bigs to do it. They have a 4-star in Ava Hayden, a 4-star in Layla Hayes, and Hannah Stuelke, who's supposed to be the best player on the team. We'll talk about that. I just didn't feel like Iowa took advantage of that. You're the former player and former coach. What was it that they were not doing to put pressure on Crooks on that end of the floor?
All right. Hold yourself, guys. So, because I'm about to go on a rant. So, the game plan to run Audie, still it's a good game plan. However, Ava was tired within the first 3 up and downs. I peeped that immediately. She was done. And I was like, oh yeah, that's not going to be an option. In my mind, that wasn't going to be an option. Because what happens is that you have to run both post players. You can't just run one. Why? Their 4 player, what's her last name? Is it Brown?
Addie Brown.
She is picking up the rim runner because she's faster. So if the second post player is jogging, you're just jogging with Audie Crooks. So both post players have to get down the floor. With that being said, like I said, Ava was tired. I could see that from the jump. And some of it may not have been conditioning. It may have been, I don't know if everybody is aware of this, but sometimes your emotions make you more exhausted. Like the hype of the game make you more tired. So I think for her, that's probably what was happening. But by the time she got settled in, she was riddled with fouls. She couldn't even really get going because she was
she does
riddled
not
with fouls.
She does not know how to defend without fouling. She just doesn't know how to do it. She's no idea how to do it.
The dumbest guard, I'm gonna say guard mistakes, because guards are reaching in. Like post players, that's not even a thing that post players do. Normally, it's you trying to get a block shot. It's you trying to do something like that, but
not maintaining verticality. Yeah.
Yeah, like, but she's literally reaching in like she's a guard. And I'm like, what are you do? You cannot afford when you are playing Audie Crooks, you cannot afford to get fouls on non-Audie Crooks.
Correct.
Like that's not an option. Like
yep.
You got to use every foul you have on her. So I think by the time she got settled in, we started to see a little bit of Ava. But by that time, she couldn't even get going because as soon as she started, moving on offense, boom, another foul. Boom, another foul. And it was like, okay, well, yeah. And you can't get a rhythm like that. So take her out. Cool. Now you've got Chit Chat. Chit Chat is firing on all cylinders. Somebody please explain to me why we would not put Chit Chat and Audie Crooks in a ball screen.
How often? I wasn't. Did they do that at all tonight? Did they do it at all?
Barely ever. And the times that they did do it is when she was getting that mid-range jumper in the first quarter, second quarter, whatever that was.
Yeah.
Audie Crooks cannot move laterally. She
may
be able to run this way to a degree, right? But laterally is not her thing.
I don't
put her in a ball screen.
I don't understand why that wasn't part of the game plan, regardless of Chit Chat's availability. Because if Taylor Strimlow is available, she can still. I mean, you're going to be able to take advantage of Audie Crooks in a variety of ways if you pull her away from the basket. Correct?
Put her in as many offensive schemes as you can. Why? Because she now has to play defense. If you just let her sit in the paint, she's resting.
Yeah, I don't understand that at all.
So that piece I didn't get. Use Chit Chat. Why? Because like I said, she's firing on all cylinders. So now if she's open, she's taking a jump shot. She's so smart that she is going to create for other players. So if somebody comes over, she's easily going to pass it to them. We should have ran our entire offense once we knew Ava was not in the picture through Chit Chat.
Yeah.
Because in my mind, she is tonight, she's the full package. She's shooting it, long range, mid range, whatever. She can pass. She's not turnover prone. So now that's your main focus. You have to shift. Now, I don't know if that was their game plan before. I'm sure it was get it to Ava, let her get her in foul trouble. That's a solid game plan. I'm not mad at it. But the adjustment within the game is what was irritating me. You have a player that is lighting it up, and we sending plays for other people. No. I'm gonna run Chit Chat until the wheels fall off at this point. Because when you have that feel, everything is going in. Then we went right away from it. Why? Go back to her. Run another play until they can stop it. Their guards, Kylie Fearbach offensively had a decent night tonight. She was pretty good. Their guards couldn't guard anybody. But we were so focused on our post players who were not in the game, mind you. Okay? This is not an option. Layla held her own. I'm not mad at her. She did what she did. She did what she could. I liked it. Journey did what she does as normal. I like it. But I just felt like we went away from it. The only time you should go back to the post is when they take them two post players. I don't even know the names. And Audie Crooks sitting on the bench. That group, yeah, sure. Pound it in there. But otherwise, it should have been running her ragged. Ball screen after, stagger screen after. Make her move. And I felt like that's not what we did today. That was probably the most frustrating thing for me is the adjustments within the game.
Can you think of a reason why would not getting her out in ball screens be a part of the game plan? Because that seems, I would just assume you do that. You want to take advantage of bigs. We see teams in the NBA do that to Luka Garza. There's a good Iowa comp all the time because he's not good laterally. And that's how you take advantage of him on that end of the court. It's one of the reasons why he struggled to stick in the NBA. Why would you not do that when you have Chit Chat back and you have a Taylor Strimlow who's proven that she can work off the dribble?
I have no answer for you. Like I said, I don't have an answer. But if it wasn't part of it, and Ava has been amazing to start. We all felt like she would be really good against Audie Crooks because of her versatility.
But she's got to learn how to stop fouling. I mean, there's just the dumb, pointless fouls. The one where she's guarding, I think she was guarding Audie inside, and someone else drives the ball, and she just sticks her hand in there, got her hand caught in the cookie jar, and picks up a dumb foul. It's like number 3. And I'm sitting there like, what on earth? I mean, if I'm Jan Jensen, I don't. And by the way, let me call someone else out, because they had 2 missed layups. They were down 7 late. Iowa was making a push. They had a missed layup by, I believe, Ava, and a missed layup. No, was it Hannah or Ava?
Hannah and Kylie.
Hannah and Kylie. Okay, Hannah and Kylie. 2 missed layups. I thought that was a pivotal point. I know they got it back down to 3, but that was a pivotal part of the game. They had all the momentum, 2 possessions to get it below 7, and they missed 2 layups. The other thing I would say about this is I thought Jan waited too long to go back to Layla. Once Ava fouled out, Hannah picks up number 4. They gave Audie Crooks 2 or 3 uncontested layups because Hannah knows I can't foul her. No, they don't send a double over there.
Regardless if you can't foul her or not, you just don't. Her defense was crazy. You don't have to foul her, but at least get in front of her and allow your help side to help. But
there wasn't any help side, though. There was no help side, though, on those plays.
That was another thing that was pissing me off. But
yeah, like I say, I thought they waited too long, and I think you call a timeout after the first one at a minimum. You call a timeout because Layla's sitting over there at the scores table, ready to come in, but Iowa didn't want to use a timeout to get her in there, and they gave up 2 or 3 easy buckets to Audie Crooks. We got a bunch of. Go ahead. You got something else?
Just the last piece. I think 2 things. Part of the game plan that was confusing to everybody was that it wasn't clear. When you have a game plan, it's clear what the game plan is. Yeah. There was no clear game plan. If you're going to front the post, your help side, you're giving up the 3.
Right.
That's what you're saying. And remember I said I was going to get the little thing out. What they should have been working on is that low man, when we're fronting, is low. If there's a skip pass, that high guard has to go take that skip pass to the corner, and then we scramble out of it. There just wasn't a game plan for that. And we had more than enough time to figure something out in that aspect. But hell, I wouldn't have mind going to zone. Personally speaking, give me a couple possessions of zone. Let's throw them off for a second. Let's see what they come up with. But it just felt like their guards don't rebound, right? That's usually the case when you go zone. You're worried about rebounding. They're not a great rebounding team, except for Audie Crooks, right? So we can gang rebound her down there in the zone. Like give them something else to look at besides literally passing it into Audie Crooks the entire time.
They came out. They came out in the first quarter. I'll applaud Jan on something here. They came out in the first quarter and had to adjust quickly and quickly brought the double after that first timeout. But why you come out to start the game saying we're just going to go one-on-one, Ava going up against Audie, that never had a chance of working
ever
for 2 reasons. A, it's Audie Crooks, and B, Ava's going to get in foul trouble.
Ava, yes.
Like it's as much as I like Ava, I don't know why you put all your marbles in that bag. Like I don't understand coming out of and digging yourself a hole. And because the problem is too, right? This is momentum. You give Audie a couple early ones, and boy, she got it going early.
And I would have been okay if we took away Audie Crooks and somebody else beat us. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, exactly.
If we threw 2-3 people over there,
yes,
and they lit us up from 3. Well,
and they won't. Hey, I believe they're not going to. They're not going to beat you. They have not proven. They have not proven that they can win when you take the ball out of her hands. I don't understand. I don't understand why they didn't double team her more.
Yeah, like somebody else gonna have to beat us. We're not losing to just this person. Somebody else is gonna have to beat us. And if they beat us,
no, she did beat them. 30 points, 10 rebounds on 13 of 20 shooting. So she did beat them.
I said if I was coaching, somebody else is gonna have to beat us because I refuse to get beat by one person. That's just not happening.
Cash played for Jan Jensen, so let's remember that.
Yes, I did.
We have a couple of people. We've had a couple of people already drop off. Please be patient, folks.
Yes, we're coming. I promise. I'm sorry. Go answer the calls. Answer the calls. I'm sure we got
let's
some.
Get to. We've got calls lining up here. Thank you for calling Iowa Postgame with Kachine Alexander. Who's on the line?
This message has been transcribed. One moment while I notify the caller.
Okay.
We got called.
Hey.
Hey, welcome to the show.
Hello.
Hey, you're on the air with
Hi.
Kat.
Yeah, this is John from North Kachine.
Hey, John.
Snuggie capital of the world.
That's right. How you doing, John?
Doing good. How about you?
Could be better.
Yeah, I know, but it ain't the end of the world.
But it's close.
I don't know. They just, we got spoiled by Caitlin. Caitlin would have just sat back. She'd have had 50 tonight. And we may have only won by 2, but it wouldn't have mattered because she would just shoot over the bigs. She did it against South Carolina. She did it against LSU. That's the way you beat them.
Well, she wasn't going to help them against Audie Crooks. Ain't nothing changing with Caitlin Clark on the
well,
court.
I know,
but
she would have hit more of them outside shots.
Oh,
but I'm just
sure.
saying we focus too much trying to get that ball inside to Ava, and instead of Ava passing it out to a wide open 3, she would try to work, and it just didn't work. I mean, it just didn't work. We just don't have that kind of passer like we used to have, and it really showed up tonight. I mean, there's no speed on any of the passes. I mean, they can't move the ball fast enough to they should have had a bunch of wide open 3. They were laying in the paint, just wait. I mean, you couldn't even drag Crooks out of the paint.
Well, you could if you throw some ball screens in there. That's what Cash was saying. Like, throw some ball screens in there, and that forces her to.
She has to come up and play our shooters.
Yeah.
Right, but the problem is you can throw the ball screens, but then the person that gets the first pass doesn't make the second pass quick enough. I mean, they just don't have that passing game inside like that.
But the thing about it is, though, if you get her in a ball screen, she's got to come out and defend the shooter because Chit Chat Wright was on fire tonight. So
right.
So to Cash's point, you have to at least pull her out a little bit. They've got to be honest on the ball handler, and then that potentially creates not just open shots for people like Chit Chat or Taylor, but presents opportunities for Hannah on a pick and roll situation. I mean, like Cash said, I didn't see that. I didn't see that at all tonight. I'd have to go back
Well,
and
yeah,
watch
there
it
was
again,
no pick and roll whatsoever. None.
No.
None. I don't think I saw one pick and roll pass all night.
Yep.
Well, because they failed in getting Crooks and that other big out of the paint. I mean, that should have been their job one game plan, would be to get them out of the paint as much as possible.
And here's the thing about Audie Crooks. I respect her game. She's really skilled. She can't run. She can't jump. I'm just saying, that's just the reality of it. That sounds harsh, but I'm just being honest. She can't do either of those things. But they didn't force her. They did not force her to do either of those things.
Exactly. You see it all the time. Like when we played South Carolina, next thing you know, Caitlin's out there at the 3-point line with Cardozo on her.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I mean, it happened all the time. Angel Reese on her. It didn't. They always knew how to do it, but Jan, she's a big coach, and that she wants everything to run through the bigs constantly. And Chit Chat, I know she's new, but she's going to have to take over. She's going to have to be selfish.
Well,
and she's going to have to know when she's hot like she was tonight, she's got to take over the game.
It's hard to do that, though, because the way they run their offense in general, like if we get a stop or something of a sort, they don't have a typical point guard. That means Kylie's bringing it up. Anybody's bringing it up. So it's hard in that sense because she may not touch the ball, depending on the situation. The coach still has to.
You have to do like with Caitlin. Whoever rebounds it, first thing they do is look for Chit Chat.
Yes, but who has to tell them that? The coach has to tell them that.
I know.
So I understand your point, but the coach has to. She's got to direct that so that they know where we're.
I don't know. Yeah. I agree. But Chit Chat's got to be given that freedom, and Jan's got to have a talk with them. The way that first quarter we were running. If we'd kept running even half that pace, by the fourth quarter they would have all been wore out. Crooks especially. She was already sweating, bumped her head. She missed free throw there at the end. I mean, we had her tired. But
Well,
they
she's
just
always
didn't run her enough.
she's always tired. There's a reason why
Right.
she's coming out of the game as much as she is. The
Right.
problem
You
is
got to get them to that point where they make mistakes.
right, and the problem is you're not pressuring her in those moments.
You're not taking advantage.
You're not taking advantage of it, and you're also not getting her in foul trouble, which puts more pressure on her when she's in the game.
Right.
So-
And of course, the home team was allowed to get away with a bunch more. I mean, I'm not going to say it was a terribly officiated game, but I mean, you couldn't even. How can you guard Crooks and not at least touch part of her every time?
Yeah.
You can't.
There were a couple that I thought were pretty ticky tack.
Agreed.
But at the same time, it was, to me, officiating wise, I thought it was pretty much to be expected. It's what you'd expect when you go on the road. I mean, I don't think it was anything egregious.
I didn't see anything out of hand with them. I mean, when they challenged a couple calls, they got them right, and I mean, it's I thought it was fine, but I thought it was, it was Iowa State's whistle pretty much all night.
Yep,
we
agree.
Hannah was getting hacked quite a bit trying to go up for them layups. But, and then she gets that wide open one and misses.
Right.
And then Fearback does the same thing the next play.
Yep.
That killed us. Then, like Kachine was saying, them two easy ones to Crooks. I mean, we had them where we wanted them. We sped it up and we got them. And then you can't miss two layups. And then the foul shots, I knew they were going to come. I mean, you can pretty much foul Hannah and Ava late in games. And you're pretty much going to win that battle every time.
Yep.
If you just foul them, let them go to the line.
John, we appreciate you calling in, sir. We got to move to the next caller, but we appreciate you as always.
I hear you. Hey, go Hawks.
Go Hawks.
I thought they did all right. In spurts, they looked
back.
pretty darn good.
Yep.
So we'll see.
They'll bounce back. Thanks, John. All right. Let's go to our next caller. Thank you for calling Iowa Postgame with Kachine Alexander. Who's on the line?
Hey, this is Kyle Thompson.
Hey, Kyle.
How you guys doing?
We're good. How are you?
It could have been better. I mean, this is like...
You sound pretty down.
Yeah. I mean, this year is most frustrating for me as a Hawkeye fan. I've been losing to Iowa State all the time. First football, wrestling.
Yeah, it's 12-2 now. The Cyhawk series is 12-2 now, Kachine. How do you feel about that?
It's 1 year. I ain't worried about it.
No, I mean, it is 1 year, but the chances of them getting even one back tomorrow are not great. So,
I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, it's 1 year. Let them live. It's still a Hawkeye State, no matter how much they talk.
And they did just lose their head football coach. So.
Yeah, whatever.
Anyways, Kyle, we feel your pain, sir.
Yeah, and I saw right after getting your tweet about Stuelke, and I have to admit, it is pretty concerning. Maybe she's just dealing with something, or the pressure of being the focal point of the team.
Yeah, let's since you brought that up, let's go ahead and address that, because this was a topic that I knew we would get to. People have been very, very hard on Hannah Stuelke in our chat on social media here over the last week or two. But Cash, I tweeted this out toward the tail end of the game, and you just give me your thoughts. I said the regression in Hannah Stuelke's offensive game is beyond concerning to me. I wasn't saying that prior to tonight, but what I saw tonight, you had kind of hyped up the idea that maybe she could get her confidence back on the defensive end early in this game, and that could lead to some easy buckets. We did not see that out of her. I thought she
wasn't on Crooks right away for a while.
She wasn't on Crooks right away. She did end up with 15 rebounds, but 5 of 14 from the field. She looks totally, I don't want to say incompetent on offense, but I won't almost say scared. Like, I did not think she would go into a matchup with someone like Audie, because she was matched up with Audie quite a bit down the stretch. I did not think in a situation like that she would look hesitant. She would look like she wasn't even looking to score during most of this game. Like, she'd catch that ball. She'd catch that ball high post, and she's just looking to outlet to one of her guards. Like, she's just looking to pass out of it. Like, she never faces up her defender and looks to create. Are you telling me she can't do that? Like, she can run the court with the ball. She can't drive like one way or the other out of the high post. I don't understand that. And maybe, again, you tell me. I know you're not a former post player, but she doesn't even look like she's looking at the basket to score in the half court. And that's where I came to this conclusion. It's like, okay, now I'm seeing something I wasn't seeing before. I'm seeing somebody who doesn't even look like she's got the confidence to try to get her game back on track. You weigh in, Cash.
So I'm going to challenge a few of you guys. When you guys say regression, do you actually think it's regression? And I say that because she's playing the 4. She's been playing the 5 pretty much majority of her career. And if you notice today, that's where she wants to play. 4 is not where she wants to play. 5 is where she wants to play. So putting this whole 4 stamp on her, and I know that, again, hear me when I say this, 4 is where she needs to play. 5 is where she wants to play. So with that being said, she has no idea how to get her shots at the 4 spot because she's not comfortable shooting from the outside. Secondly,
by the way, which is amazing that we're still saying that. I'm just saying, it's going to sound mean, but that's just amazing to me.
Secondly, it's very hard to drive from the high post when your player, the defender that is defending you, is damn near under the hoop. Where are you supposed to go? She's not a great finisher to begin with. So really, this entire career of hers, she has been making a living off of her quickness. She has no quickness when somebody has a 6-foot head start. So it doesn't work that way. So for her, she is in a position right now where she just trying to figure out how she can help. And right now it's rebounding and potentially playing defense because she struggles in that position. The only option that Hannah has to be effective, in my opinion, at the 4th position is when she is on the move. So we are talking ball screens, which means Chit Chat's going to have to drag that ball screen all the way down because her defender is going to be real low, right? We're going to have to use her as a decoy on offense. Meaning, if they're going to sack off of her, Hannah is a free screener. Do you know how hard it is to be in the paint and have to sprint up to a ball screen? It's almost impossible to do. Use Hannah as a free screener. And then hopefully that will pull her defense out a little bit more because now they got to guard Taylor McCabe off a ball screen. They got to guard Chit Chat off the ball screen. They got to guard Kylie off the ball screen. Something. Now you can get some pick and roll potentially. Now they have to do something. You cannot allow Hannah to just sit at the high post. That is like practice for her. It's just not in her repertoire. She doesn't have it. And that's okay. But those coaches have to figure out a way to make her effective. I say use her as a free screener. That is my opinion. Use her as a free screener until they have to make an adjustment because she's a free screener, and then do something else.
Kyle, anything else before we let you go, bud?
No, it's just all I can say about her is I just really hope she can figure it out and finish the year strong.
Absolutely, Kyle. Thank you for calling in, sir. We always enjoy hearing from you.
All right, thank you. Go Hawks.
Take care. Go Hawks. All right, let's go to our next caller. Thank you for calling Iowa Postgame with Kachine Alexander. Who's on the line?
Hey, this is Tom in Des Moines. How are you guys doing?
Tom, we're good. How are you?
Real good.
Good.
Real good. I'll keep it short because I think short is productive. I said this last year, and I'll say it again after watching this game this year, that neither Jan nor her assistants seem to be putting together an elite offensive scheme. I mean, our defense is to be marveled at. But, you know, Jan, in the heat of the moment, does not seem to be seeing the game for what it is. She has a problem, I think, moving seniors off their starting positions or taking them out of the game. She just doesn't seem to see what's in front of her and adjust. I mean, how anyone could watch that game and not be putting Journey Houston in. And I remember last year when I repeatedly said, why isn't Ava going into the regular season? The responsive back was, well, whose minutes would she take? And my thinking last year was, well, anyone's. But how Journey Houston isn't coming in this game pretty much the whole game baffles me. Though Hannah's rebounding was phenomenal, but I mean, we all have to believe our eyes at this point. Hannah's just not an offensive threat, and against Audie, not even around the basket. And no one thinks she is, and no one's going to respect her. And I mean, Jan just has to face reality at this point. I mean, it was a great game. It's a great learning experience, but only if Jan and company are going to learn. Thanks for your time, and love the show again.
Thank you for the call, sir. Your thoughts on that caller's statements, Cash?
Well, y'all know how I feel about Journey, and I thought she played very well today with her limited minutes.
She did.
I thought she played very well.
Yeah.
This is, I don't know, just counterproductive. But today, I felt like we had a group on the floor that was high energy, that I felt like was really good. Tonight, make sure I say that. Tonight, that was Hannah at the 5, Journey at the 4, Chit Chat was at the 1, Kylie and Taylor McCabe. That little group got us a nice little lead. And I was like, okay, I like this group. This give me a lot of options in this group. Okay, I like this group. But I can't negate what he's saying. It's going to be hard for Coach Jay to give up on Hannah, though. I'm going to tell you that now. That's just giving up on a senior like that that's not happening. But what you need to do is figure out how to make her useful. That's what needs to happen.
All right. We've got a couple of people more who are waiting on hold. Let's go to Bo, who's been on hold for quite some time. Bo, welcome to Iowa Postgame with Kachine Alexander.
How you doing, Corey?
Doing good. How are you, sir?
Well, I've been better.
Yeah.
So, had a few notes that I took while listening to you guys so far. And Cash, I think you're right on point on a lot of these issues in this game. A couple things, though, for the several days on the Discord, we've been kind of talking about strategy. I was a little disappointed in the interior passing by Iowa. And after the Rutgers game, I really thought that we had something going. We were hitting back doors. And I thought that Iowa State was just leaving that open all game long. And I think we had one in the fourth quarter. And it's like, oh, yes, they're leaving that open. Let's hit it. And we just weren't going to that. So that was a little frustrating, but part of that was my thought with Crooks was not only to run her, but put her in a spin cycle. Make her start, not just moving laterally, but turning to have to try to help on defense and maybe pick up some fouls that way. But I don't know why we weren't doing that because I thought it was open. The other thing you were talking about with Hannah, and I think I said this after the Rutgers game, is that it just feels like she's not embracing that 4 position, which is what I think you were talking about, Cash.
Mm-hmm.
I got to go back to my amateur basketball. The first offense I ever learned was the motion offense. And in that offense, our 4 was not at the high post. It was a weak side post almost. That played like maybe 10 feet out of the block, but it was almost more of a lurker. And I always thought that Stuelke would have just thrived in that kind of role of, okay, we're going to set the 5 on the post, traditional, bounce it in there, back to the basket. But then that 4 on the weak side comes, either you dump it down, charging at the basket, or to pick up the backside rebound. Mm-hmm. And like you said, she's really seems like she's always thrived in the athleticism where it's hard for her to play that head up. She's the one that she almost sneaks in for that rebound for the putback. And I think that is maybe where she's struggling is like, well, she doesn't know what to do in this high post. The other thing, though, and this may be unpopular to say, Chit Chat had a great game, but I was very, very frustrated. I think it was in the second quarter when we were on a scoring drought. And I don't know if this was because she was out for so long, but there were times when Chit Chat was in where our offense just stopped. And, you could tell she was trying to do it. She was probing, going in and out, but no one's moving. And that makes it really hard for an offense to function in any way. So I guess I'll let you guys chime in on what I've said so far.
I'll start with the Chit Chat one. No, people not moving doesn't really affect her. It has everything to do with everybody else. They were just watching.
Yes,
they were
exactly.
trying to watch the show, unfortunately.
Do you think that's because she hasn't been playing with them for a few weeks? Or is that
She was just hot. And sometimes people get caught looking like you're going to be the savior of all saviors. No, it's the same thing that happened with Caitlin a few times. The offense stuck because people are watching just to see what she does. Oh, she'll figure it out. She'll do it. You know, she's a hero. No, that's not how that works. So I think that kind of took a toll, should I say. We kind of already addressed Hannah, and I agree with that statement. Something that I would like to see, I do agree with the motion offense. That's kind of what I was getting at with the free screener thing. Think about McCabe being in the slot, and I hope everybody knows what I mean by the slot. That is lane line, where they line up for the free throws, extended up, okay? So in that top of the key area, kind of. If Hannah's in that corner, right, where's her defender going to be? 2 feet in the paint, right? Because now they're trying to help on Ava. Hannah is now a free screener to flare screen for Taylor McCabe.
Yeah.
So at that point in time, her defender is now going to be like, oh, shoot. I now got to get out to Taylor McCabe, and now Hannah has a free lane to slip to the basket. Exactly what she's good at and what she's doing. This is what I mean by finding ways to make Hannah usable. That's what I mean. You got to get a little bit creative. That's not really creative, but you know what I mean. Like, you got to get a little bit creative in that aspect, and using her as a free screener, kind of as a decoy, for her to be able to get players open and then reading out of it, I think would benefit her so well in that aspect. That's just my opinion. Was there something else I missed? I feel like we talked about Hannah, chit chat. What was the other one? Oh, the backdoor thing. The reason why we weren't hitting the backdoor is because our entire offense was going through our post players. Even the first pass was going to our post players. You can't backdoor with post players. No offense to them. But it's not as effective.
But where I saw it in Rutgers, like there was one where I think Hayden hit against Rutgers where the guards were driving at the lane, and then it was the quick dump off.
Yep.
I mean, it's just like we weren't attacking at all, and it's just really frustrating to me. The last thing I just want to bring up before I forget is I was just looking at the minutes, and they made a note on the telecast about how Crooks subs herself in and out whenever she wants.
Yes, she does.
And I just was looking at these numbers, like Feuerbach plays 33 minutes. It just felt like we really weren't trying to take advantage of our depth at all. I mean, and some people have commented that, well, Deal didn't play that well. Well, Deal also made some nice defensive plays, but I just felt like where we could have worn them out into that fourth quarter, we didn't do that because we have Stuelke playing 37 minutes. I mean, I would say Hayden had her issues, but Chit Chat's in for 37, McCabe's in for 36, 33 minutes for Feuerbach. You know, that starts to affect your legs in the fourth, as obviously you're familiar with Cash. And that's what I was a little worried about at the end of the game was, are we going to have the legs to push us over the top after coming back in the fourth?
Because they're not running. Like, that's the thing. Now, Hannah legs might be a little, because that's pushing on Audie Crooks. That's like a Mack truck. So I could see that a little bit. But at the end of the day, Audie Crooks played 10 more minutes than she normally does, damn near. So why could she do it and we can't?
Yeah. The last one, do you think that would you have given that last shot to McCabe would you have given the last shot to McCabe or to Chit Chat with a hot hand?
I wouldn't have shot that three, period. Why are we doing that?
Time out. All right. That I think was the right. Okay, let me make something very clear.
Which three are we talking about? I'm so sorry.
We're talking about the three that she had blocked. I'm not advocating for the three that I'm not advocating to take that shot. But I said, and everybody in the Discord, I see Tony, Bo, you're in the Discord, Corey's in the queue, he's in the Discord. They're all my witness that I said prior to that. I'm standing there, down by the court, and I said, hey, they gotta go to Chit Chat or McCabe, and I'm taking a three because I don't have faith in our post to finish. I do not have faith in our post to finish. And I do believe Jan Jensen, by the way Iowa ran that set out of in the half court, I do believe that was the plan. It was either going to be Chit Chat or McCabe because you could see them going back and forth. So, Kachine, do you disagree with that game plan or do you just disagree with McCabe forcing that three? because it was one of those two players. To me, you got to shoot a three there. I don't want to go. Listen. And the only argument against it is Iowa State was missing free throws. That's the only argument.
That's the problem. But I do hear you. If I could guarantee a bucket, I would be like, take a 2.
Yeah, if I could guarantee
you foul.
Yes, absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
I don't think we can guarantee anything at this point, right? So, okay.
We weren't having success around the rim.
Right. So I wouldn't doubt that the Taylor McCabe, three. I just don't understand why the heck she took that. The one that she got blocked.
And I agree with that. But I was even thinking about the wide open one. That was a great play setup. I thought
that was a great play.
I mean, it was great, but I also look back at it felt like Chit Chat had a recent three that she kind of had the hot hand on it, which I also think there could have been a foul on the Iowa State player blowing up Chit Chat on the screen.
So, you know me and my coaching things. I feel like there should have been some substitutions in that moment. Here's why. There's what? How many seconds left? I don't even know.
20 seconds, I think.
Right. So Iowa State is not going down to run offense. We have to foul them. Why is Hannah in the game?
Yeah.
Give me 4 guards that can shoot the 3. Give me 4 guards that can shoot the 3. Because at this point, or you just put Hannah in the 5, and I need 4 guards that can shoot the 3. Taylor Stremlow, Taylor McCabe, Chit Chat, Kylie Fairbach. Fine.
Yeah, true. Because what point does it serve to load up on bigs when you're not doubling much anyways, and when you do, you're just sending that help side player to come down and try to meet as the passes, that entry passes.
Yeah, I couldn't understand why we had Journey and Hannah in it. 2 non-shooters in the game at that point in time. I need my shooters in. You get yourself a good rebound. Hannah been rebounding, so she can stay down there and do what she do. I just didn't understand that situation. Like, what is Journey in there for? Like,
you mean
it's no here nor there.
No, she means Journey. She doesn't mean Hannah.
Oh, you okay? I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, I would have took Journey out and left Hannah in for the 5 position to get an offensive rebound.
Yeah.
That I would have left her for there. She is a great rebounder. I'm not saying Journey isn't either, but I would have took that.
Yeah, she had 15 tonight.
Yeah, I would have put Stremlow in for Journey.
Yeah, and I was a little bit underwhelmed with Taylor Stremlow tonight. I don't know if that's return of Chit Chat Cash, but she's starting to set expectations for herself. And so, when I look at her final stat line and I see, I know that she's not going to score a bunch every night, but I see, let's see, total points 1. No, what am I looking at here? Points 2. 2 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists in 9 minutes. Where did all her minutes go, Kachine? Where did Taylor Stremlow's minutes go? Just because Chit Chat's back, there's no way.
Kylie Fairbach and Chit Chat and Taylor McCabe.
Ooh.
I don't agree with it. I'm just saying. That's
why are you playing Kylie Fairbach 33 minutes and Taylor Stremlow? That might be the.
That's what I'm saying, Corey.
On the box score, as I say, when you're there and you're watching the game, you don't see it in live time. But folks, 33 minutes for Kylie Fairbach tonight, who didn't play badly, but 33 minutes for Kylie and 9 for Taylor. Are you kidding me?
And Corey, that's what I was referring to earlier. It's like just that extra quick step in the fourth can make the difference in that game, in a 1-possession game, and that's where I'm a little critical of Jen. It's like you need to sub in a little bit more to kind of keep it fresh.
and I'm sorry, Taylor has earned that. She has earned those minutes. This isn't like saying play Addie more. Maybe she can give you something. With all due respect, Bo, these are earned minutes that
I agree.
Stepped up and achieved since Chit Chat has been out.
I'm a huge Stremlow fan, so
yeah. Well, at the end of the day, it's a great loss for Iowa.
Yeah, I read that.
Great learning game. That's a tough environment, and I pray and hope that they are going to learn. Not only the players, but the coaches are probably the biggest people I hope take away from this game. But this is a great game. This is back and forth. They fought on a home court. I thought it was over.
Yeah, you did. You texted me.
So for us to come back, I was like, oh. I was very proud because, again, we have a young team. That takes a lot of guts to withstand that run, The crowd's going crazy. Audie Crooks is talking stuff. Like, it's a lot going on, right? For you to crawl back and almost be able, it's a one possession game.
Yeah. Iowa was down 17.
I will take it. That's what I'm saying.
All right, Bo. Thank you for calling in, sir. Appreciate you being a supporter. Thank you for being in the Discord.
Have a great night, everyone.
Thank you. All right. We have got a lot of people. What's this deal with this guy in the chat who's like, what is the deal here? I bet Corey leaves trash in his friend's car. He dips his Oreos in water. He drives a Prius. Hey, as Mysterious says, what's wrong with a Prius? Great gas mileage. When you get a little older, you start to recognize those things.
That's hilarious. And
I have washed my car with a window squeegee. Not the whole car, but like you get them nasty bugs on the front of your car.
Okay.
You got to work them things out of there, you know? So anyways. All right. We've got a super chat. Super chat from Lomansky. Our bigs reach. Can't foul. Come on, coaching staff. We have bigs reaching all season. Let's correct. We have Ava Hayden reaching Lomansky. I don't know other bigs that are consistently. Now Hannah had 4 fouls, but I'll say this about Hannah. I was critical of her a minute ago, but her fouls aren't like Ava's fouls.
No.
I mean, and that is partly because she's an older, more experienced player. So even though I think she's lacking confidence on the offensive end, she's bad. Say that again.
Her sophomore season, sophomore season, she used to foul like hell.
Yeah, and Ava's a sophomore. So I'm not ripping Ava. I'm just simply saying she fouls way too much. Go back and watch Owen Freeman as a freshman at Iowa.
She has to understand that she is not in a sophomore sophomore role anymore. Right. Like she's a typical sophomore. She's the MVP of the team.
Yeah.
Like you got to act accordingly. Where it's not worth it, baby. It's not worth it. Especially not in the first, second quarter.
To kind of take
gamble. Second half.
To zoom out for a second, I think broader spectrum look at this game and the result. What frustrates me the most about the Ava Hayden Audie Crooks situation, and I'm not saying Audie Crooks is not better overall than Ava, right? Like they're different players. But what I didn't like is this game from start to finish. Maybe that one play where she put Audie on her butt, maybe that's the difference. But like basically from start to finish, Ava's game was totally dictated by Audie. Totally.
Agreed.
It was all about her figuring out a way to defend without fouling. She wasn't able to do it. I didn't think she was nearly aggressive on offense. Mm-hmm. When you have a man-on-man or woman-on-woman matchup like we had tonight, Iowa's best player against their best player in the post, the better player is going to dictate that. It's going to dictate. And the fact that Audie Crooks had her first foul called on her in the third quarter of this game, that's right there an indication, and Ava struggled the whole game. That's an indication that Audie took it to Ava, and Ava didn't take it to Audie. And not saying that the coaches don't have something to do with it, but Audie dictated that matchup, not Ava.
I think here's the difference, right? And I'm not in their practices, so I don't know. But I am certain that practices were surrounding Audie Crooks. That's Iowa practices, that is. And I think maybe, again, I don't know. Maybe they made the mistake of not making it known to Ava, like, well, guess what? She got to guard you too. Guess what? You're just as good and she got to guard you too. Instead of making it all about how do we stop Audie, how do we stop Audie, how do we stop Audie, Ava was so concerned about stopping Audie, she forgot that, wait a minute, I can play too. Like it's like that's all she was focused on. And sometimes you have to, everybody else can worry about Audie Crooks, but Ava need to worry about Ava. And your teammates are going to be there to help you. But I think they made it so like one-on-one, that Ava forgot to realize, like, I'm that chick too. So now you're going to have to guard me.
The problem why that, to me, falls flat on the face of the coaching staff, isn't that also part of stopping Audie, putting pressure on her on that end?
Correct.
Making her work on that end, drawing fouls on that end. Like,
you got to big Ava up, like big time. I'm talking, she need to walk in there with her head the size of Texas, the balloon of feeling like she the best post in the universe. Like, that's how she should have walked in there. But I have a strong feeling that she walked in there like, okay, I gotta stop Audie. I gotta stop Audie. No, buddy, she gotta stop you.
Yep.
Y'all can go basket for basket for all I care.
Let's
That's fine.
Let's see a track meet. Let's see a track meet.
Let's go basket for basket.
It was a bit of a track meet in that first quarter. It was 56% shooting for your Hawks in the first quarter, and boy, it slowed down in the second. Patrick Wilson, thank you for the super chat. Hannah is too comfortable. Journey has been better, been the better offensive playmaker, shooter, passer, etc. Rebounding defense is a draw. Journey should be eating into Hannah's minutes to properly motivate her. I don't know. I don't even know that it's a motivation thing because, like what Cass said early, it may just be like she gonna have to figure out a way to be more effective, but I don't know that it's lack of motivation. She just don't have confidence because. And yes, it would be nice to have seen more than 9 fast break points for Iowa tonight in this matchup. But the fact that it was a half court game obviously lends itself in the favor of Audie Crooks and Iowa State. Lomansky, thank you for the super chat. Hannah put in tough position versus Crooks. The fouling of the other 2 bigs made her burn too much energy in the end. By the way, I shared this on social media. Not on social media. I shared it on YouTube and to our Discord people. I was told, and I've never had this happen before, and I'm not saying that maybe I should have made efforts earlier, but I've never done that in the past. I've never had to do this in the past. I expected to be covering the game tomorrow night against Iowa State, the men, as a media person, and applied for credentials a couple days after I received the link. Now, I was told later, I'll make it very clear, I'm not trying to, spread misinformation. It was something, and I'm not someone who covers each and every game, so I'm not part of the mainstream media as it relates to that. But I was told after the fact that I could have applied for credentials a long time ago. But I received the link from Iowa for road credentials for Iowa State, and within a few days, got my application in, was promptly denied credentials. No apology from Iowa State, just simply, we don't have room for you. So I will not be covering the game tomorrow as a media person, but I decided, you know what? I'm going to be really loud as a fan tomorrow. So I just went out and bought a ticket. I'm like, screw this, man. So if you want to support my invasion of Hilton, throw a couple super chats my way. That would be really helpful.
Invasion is funny.
Say that again.
Invasion is funny.
It is an invasion. It is an invasion. Because when I'm working as a media person, I'm very I'm timid. I'm professional. I'm who I am. Not so when I'm a fan. So
I hear that.
Kind of, tick me off a little bit. So, anyways, support us if you can. It would be much appreciated in the goal. I think it's in the goal. We threw that up in the goal pre-show. Thank you, Lomansky, for that super chat. Maureen Rosen, we appreciate this super chat as well, Maureen. I don't see your comment, so I'm gonna have to look for it.
We got to find what she said.
Yeah, we got several people lined up on the phone line. So let's get to John.
Oh, okay.
John, welcome to the show.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good, not too bad. I didn't think, I don't think it was a close game. I thought they did a great job overall, but like you said, they moved it a little faster in the first quarter, and that's how they caught up. They started running faster than they did in the first quarter. And a lot of the stuff, some of the fouls, there was a few fouls, but they're always every game.
True.
And the free throws, the other team missed 11, we missed 5 or 6.
6.
So that kind of doesn't affect the game really.
Well, it affects the game. It's just
but not. I mean, if we could have made them, it would have been different. Yeah.
Yes.
And I think as Cash, don't the players have to get out on their own to be able to? I'm working on free throws.
Yes, you don't have time in practice to do that.
So I don't almost seem like any of them are doing it because the only one really shooting free throws maybe fairly good is Chit Chat, and maybe Kylie shoots the free throws pretty good. The rest of them don't too much.
Yeah, and the problem is Kylie's not real effective at drawing fouls and getting to the line.
No.
Chit Chat has been hurt. So yeah, she's a good free throw shooter, but and how many did she have tonight? Did Chit Chat go to the line?
20 career high.
4.
2 for 2 tonight.
Yeah, by the way, she is our RTI Threads player of the game. 21.
As she should.
7
She had a great game.
Yeah, 4 of 9 from 3.
The situation and everything, great game. You didn't know how she was going to be after, coming back. So, but I thought the one call on Hayden in the fourth quarter where she was just standing there with her hands up and Audie bumped into her and went up and she never brought her hands down. They called a foul on Hayden. I didn't see any foul there.
I didn't see that. Every foul I saw from
that was her fourth foul. And she was just standing there.
All right. No, I'll go back and watch it. I thought every foul was fair.
Every foul that Ava had was a foul.
That's what it looked like to me.
Well, look at that one again, because when I seen it, it just looked like she was standing there like this.
See,
Audie came up and bumped her, and she didn't bring her hands down.
Here's the thing that people have to understand.
She brought her arms down, John.
Yes. Here's the thing. What happens is if you're not paying attention to the entire play, you will miss it. Because what happens is that when people come into your chest a little bit, you automatically do this. Like it's almost.
Yeah, I know
it's completely natural.
If they bump into you, it's going to come down. But it was only a tiny bump.
Right, but Ava she does it all the time. She gets away with it all the time. I honestly speaking, I can't even tell you how many times Ava gets away with fouls because she's bringing her arms that's not vertical, and then she brings them like this as the person's going up, like you already hit them. Like, so now I will say they got away with one on Hannah because Hannah went up for a layup and the girl's arms was like this. And I was like, hello.
Well,
but
the one
like I said,
yeah, I know the one that Hannah went up with, the girl hit her left arm.
She definitely hit her. But yeah, Ava earned all hers.
Now, as far as Hannah, she's went up against big players and better players and been able to score. So I'm just wondering if I'm not sure what's different. Is she shooting it a little different, making it easier for them to block it? She's been blocked probably more this year than she did the other 3 years. And so it's got to be something different.
Like Hannah was always blocked. So I don't think it's any more than this year. She's been blocked the
whole
whole
career. A lot. I don't remember getting blocked that much.
Because they're playing more in a half court game.
Well, now, I know they're playing more in a half.
And that's what it comes down to, though, John. She's not getting.
I think so.
She's not getting.
That sounds good.
But she has no moves inside, and she's shown I think she did work hard in the offseason. I'm not doubting that.
Yeah.
But what we've seen is she has regressed, and I do believe it's a regression, Cash. And I'll tell you why. Because first couple games of the year, she at least showed I can hit the three, I can hit that elbow jumper, I've got a couple other moves in the post. But she has gone right back to one-dimensional Hannah. So that's where I say regression. No, I don't ever believe she was some really polished post player, whether she was a 5 or a 4. But I believe she's regressed, and part of that is confidence. I'd like to see her get her confidence back. That's why I was holding on to the hope of what you said coming into this game, Kachine, that maybe she could get that confidence because she knows she can battle Audie defensively. And I thought she did a pretty good job battling Audie when she was in there. I didn't love the game plan as a whole and how it was established from, point from the very first tip on, but it just never translated over. And she just looked like a deer in the headlights on offense. John, anything else?
Well, one more thing. One thing, like when they, fourth quarter, they started getting, I don't know why it happened, but, all of a sudden it said they were so close to the basket when they were going up against Audie. But then when they moved out and had it cleared away, they both made moves on it and was able to get up there. So I think they needed a little more room. They were Audie could keep up with them if they made a move on her, just like when she fell down. And that they couldn't keep up with her, but it just seemed like there was crowded under the basket most of the game.
Well, when you can't shoot, that's usually what happens.
Well, John, thank you for calling in, sir. We always enjoy hearing from you.
All right. Well, you guys enjoy your snow and cold weather.
We'll be back. You enjoy Florida, okay?
Yeah, it's 50 tonight.
You going over to the bowl game?
Which one?
The Iowa game, the ReliaQuest Bowl in Tampa.
No.
All right.
I'm just a basketball fan.
You're just a basketball guy. All right. Fair enough.
See, I'm originally from Ohio, so.
You didn't go to Orlando either?
No.
All right.
No.
All right, John. Well, we appreciate you being here.
All right.
Have a good night. All right. Lots of great comments in the chat. We just simply can't get to all of them. So just in advance, I want to thank everybody for being a lively part of the chat. And for all you premium members, I'll try to call you out. I saw Bob in the chat. Tony's here. Cyhawk C Money. That way I can make sure I've got the right Corey. That's the Corey I'm calling out right now. Tornado, whatever, says he bets I cheat at bar trivia. I don't cheat at bar trivia.
You just gonna keep playing his things?
Okay. All right. This is a comment from Fred. He says, I want Kachine to have a whiteboard. So we should get a whiteboard at some point. Can we do that? I've suggested that with Coach Patterson as well. All right.
Yeah.
Let's go back to our phone line. Thank you for calling Iowa Postgame with Kachine Alexander. Who's on the line?
This is Christy. How you guys doing tonight?
We're all right, Christy. How are you? How's Arizona?
Hey, it was warm today. We had a holiday Christmas party, so I had a few drinks before the game.
Okay.
So I was in a good mood, and I can't say that I'm like super bummed.
All right.
I mean, I wish they would have won, obviously, right?
Well,
but I think we learned some good stuff.
Names, so.
I think we saw some good stuff. We saw some stuff to work on. So, but for me, the biggest positive is at least the passing wasn't garbage. I mean, so, and I know after the Rutgers game, you had asked Jan a question, and she had talked about it, or before the Rutgers game. You had been in an interview with her, and she actually had addressed that they had worked on the passes prior to the Rutgers game. So I think the passing's gotten better.
Yeah, I think the pass it helps having chit chat back.
I was just about to say that.
It helps a lot because Taylor Strimlow is a point guard sort of, but she's sort of a hybrid. Like they weren't playing with a true point guard on the floor, and that's why kudos to the coaching staff. Like I'm being critical. I think Cash is being critical to some extent on some things tonight because they lost, but we also were very complimentary of how they dug deep and won games without chit chat. Because look at what chit chat did tonight. She's our RTI Threads player of the game with 21 points. 7 of 14 from the field, 4 of 9 from 3, and they narrowly lose. But imagine if they don't have her tonight. We can't imagine a scenario where they're even in this game, and yet they were undefeated heading into the game, and they played most of the year without chit chat.
Yeah, and if she had been healthy this whole season, and they had all been playing together a little bit longer, I think the synergy might have been there a little bit better.
Yeah, maybe would have made a difference. Sure.
And just now the criticism is the free throws. They've got to fix the free throws. You got to make them. You know, if they missed 5 free throws going into the fourth quarter, that's the game. You know, even if you hit 4 of the 5 or 3 of the 5, then we're tied. You know, going to the end. It's just such a critical difference maker, and I don't know how you miss that many. It's just a lot of missed free throws.
Yeah, that's definitely a problem. They're gonna have to figure that out.
Iowa State's saying the same thing. 11 misses at the line.
I'm sure they.
I will say this about Iowa State's 7 of their 20 attempts were from Audie. So, I mean, she drew. How many fouls did she draw tonight? She drew on the night 7 fouls, which actually is less than I would have guessed. I would have guessed closer to 10, but yeah.
Well, 5 of them came from one person. So that means the rest of the team collectively only fouled her twice.
That's not true because not all of Ava's fouls were on Audie. I mean, she reached in on a guard at one point.
Yeah, that's true.
Those are the
one
stupid
of them.
ones. Those are the stupid ones you can't have back.
Yeah. Yeah. But I guess that was just my big thing because I know I'd been harping about the passing. And so, you know, even when Chit Chat wasn't in the game at Rutgers, the passing was still way better.
Yeah, and there's going to be better. Like, I appreciate the fact you have a positive attitude, and Kachine said it earlier. It's a fair point to make. There are better days ahead. This game always sucks to lose, But there are a lot of good things coming out of this game. To your point, Kachine, the resiliency of a team down 17 on the road, hostile environment, and in foul trouble, mind you. And they found a way to come back and get it within 3. But there's concerns, but I think Iowa State's probably one of the 10 best teams in the country. I think they probably are. I don't know that for certain because they haven't played anybody in the top 10 to this point. But I'm impressed with Iowa's stick-to-itiveness, their resiliency tonight. But they do have things to clean up. And if Hannah Stuelke doesn't start playing better, I don't think I do agree with maybe giving Journey some of her minutes, Cash, but I would be very surprised if this team gets to the promised land without Hannah Stuelke playing a lot better than she is right now on offense.
I agree.
Christy, thanks for calling in. As always, enjoy the day, enjoy the night. I know it's still early in Arizona.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was 70 and sunny today, so we were living the rough life out here.
You are. Thanks for calling in, Christy.
Talk to you later.
Thank you. All right. Let's see. We got Maureen. I found Maureen's comment. So again, Maureen, thank you so much for that super chat earlier. Where is Maureen's comment? This was it. Thanks, Corey and Cash. So thank you, Maureen. Very much appreciate that. Maureen Rosen. So thank you for being here and for the donation. Annie, thank you for the super chat as well. Very much appreciated. Annie is a very frequent contributor, and we appreciate it.
We love Annie.
Cub Hawk, trusting Coach McCollum. Boy, tomorrow's going to be a bear. Ugh, do I dare go back to that hole?
I'm excited.
Have you ever been there? Did you ever go to Hilton? I bet you never went to Hilton besides as a player.
I refuse. You can't catch me in Ames outside of the fact that I have to be there.
All right. Well, you really hate Ames, don't you?
I don't like it. I went on a visit there.
I know you did.
The second I stepped foot on that campus, I was like,
I don't know what that means. I'm not trying to defend Iowa State, but I guess
this is this feeling that I get there that I don't care for. So yeah, it just has never been for me since
apparently
day one.
Apparently Jada Williams loved it because she picked Iowa State over Iowa. What'd you think of the former Arizona guard tonight?
I mean, she didn't impress me, but she didn't suck either. So
thank you, Kelly, for the super chat. Go Hawks and be obnoxious, Corey. So thank you for donating to that cause. We'll call it the obnoxious cause.
Yes.
I'm going to share the box score for everybody, folks. If you haven't seen this is, of course, from tonight. And, I just kind of wanted to review this briefly since we're continuing to talk about this loss. What stands out to you? I mean, I already brought up the 1 point Cash. Feuerbach, 33 minutes, Stremlo 9. Like, that's crazy to me. And hopefully Jan Jensen looks at that postgame is like, she thinks the same thing. Like, in the moment, sometimes you lose track of minutes. But I don't know how you only give Taylor Stremlo 9 minutes. What else stands out to you when you look at the stat sheet?
I'm a rebound girl, so I always go to the rebounds. That's a problem for me right there. That nobody else had over 5 rebounds is insanity. Taylor McCabe is tied for second in rebounding. Is kudos to her. But what?
How does Ava Hayden only end up? I know she only played
with 2. I don't care. 15 minutes. You need more than 2 rebounds.
Yeah. Layla Hayes ends up with 1 in almost 11 minutes of play.
It's just.
Yeah, you got to battle better than that.
You have to do that.
Yeah, and on the other hand, Addie Brown ended up with 20 points, 7-11. She was really good. 30 points from Audie, 10 rebounds. Along with 4.
Oh, they had 2 double-doubles, 20 and 12 and 30 and 10.
That's impressive stuff. And then Jada Williams, 3 double-doubles. Look at that.
Yep.
11 and 12 for Jada, added in 5 rebounds. Those are your top 3, and it ain't even close. Like, it's those 3, and then everyone else. Nobody else on the team finished with more than 6 points.
Yeah, but honestly speaking, I probably would have even let Jada. She don't have to show me something because majority of everything she gave them was
That's
was
what I'm
passing.
like. I don't understand not making other people beat you. I just don't get that. And in general, when they did that tonight, they did it a couple times. It worked.
Yeah.
It did. It worked. I don't get it. Let's go to our next caller. We got Tony here. Tony, welcome.
Oh, hey. How you doing?
Hey.
Sorry.
I know. I'm sorry. That was quick. That was a trigger on my part.
Rapid fire. You got to get going. I wanted to more comment on the free throw thing, too. It's something I looked up. So we are top 1/3 in the conference in free throws attempted, but bottom 1/3 in free throw percentage. I know this is something that players should fix on their own, but at some point as a coach, do you force them to also maybe practice free throws more during practice time?
You can't spend that much time on it, unfortunately.
I'm sorry, what?
You can't spend that much time on it, unfortunately, but you're gonna have to.
Yeah.
Because now you're taking away from all kinds of other things.
Yep.
So, but because it's become a situation that is now glaring, you're gonna have to do something. So I don't think the only person I don't like how they shoot free throws is Ava. That's the only free throw shooter where I'm like, I don't know if that's gonna get any better this year. But Hannah, we've seen her get progressively better, so she got to figure that out. But overall, everybody else, I feel like, what are we doing? So, but yeah, Ava is. I don't think her mechanics are going to help her this year. Yeah.
I think, and I also saw some of what you alluded to were the players, I think, were playing too timid and thinking too much instead of just playing. And, I think they might have been, I don't want to say scared of playing against Audie or anything like that because they've played her before. But like you said, you need to also realize she has to stop you. She has to stop you in your game. It's not just her and her game. When you let her dictate the game be how she wants it to be, well, then that's how it's going to turn out. She also has to do the same thing to you and stop you.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's simple. And then I also I saw Corey as a media member covering a game, and he is very subdued and timid. I can say that. I can say that.
Well, we're gonna get wild Corey then.
That's all I got.
What's funny?
Thanks.
What's funny? I'll just admit this. I got a student ticket, so that means that I guess I'm relegated to the student section, Tony. So I don't know what that's going to be like because I don't think I can pass for a student anymore. Although maybe
if you shave,
if I shave tonight, tomorrow morning, maybe I can.
There's no age limit on students, though. Anybody could go.
I know, but I know, but I'm also going to be in Iowa gear, so like.
Well, I was going to say, are you going to show up in an Iowa State shirt and do like the Illinois fans did?
No.
Yeah, when they did they took off all their Iowa shirts and that was, God, how many years ago was that in France? That was nuts.
Yeah.
So, all right. See you guys.
All right, Tony. Go Hawks tomorrow. Tony's a big Iowa men's basketball fan. So Kelly's in our chat. Thank you, Kelly, for being a premium member. We really respect you and appreciate that. So please continue to support the show. It's very much appreciated. You doing all right, Cash? I see you're yawning. I'm trying to get through these calls.
I'm trying to figure out. You still ain't shouted out the biggest what you call it yet.
All right, let's go Lemansky. I go in order. I'm trying to balance super chats and callers and comments. And Lemansky says, give them some heck tomorrow night, my friend.
Okay.
Thank you, Lemansky.
HE double hockey sticks.
Very much appreciate that, sir. Thank you for being a premium member. And Lemansky's in our Discord. Are you in our Discord? Cash is in our Discord. If you have not already, please join the Discord, folks. It helps support the show. And you can do so by basically making one $50 donation for an entire calendar year. You'll get in our Discord. Again, PayPal, then super simple. And we've had some people jump on that here in the last week. Easiest way. That way you don't got to remember payment and all that stuff each month. $50 for the entire calendar year in front of you. You'll get unlimited access to our Discord server. There are no tiers, unlimited access. All right, let's go back. Our super chat here from Chris Bacon. This is Chris from Wyoming.
I'll never forget her name now.
Go Hawks.
Baconator.
Love the dog picture too. Thank you,
Mhm.
Chris. Very much appreciate that. Look at this. William
Yeah.
coming through. He's saying he wants me to go nuts tomorrow. That's what
That's what he said.
He's saying go nuts.
He has another one somewhere down there, but yeah.
Yes. Thank you for this one as well, William. Sorry, butchered my super chat when I donated. It's meant to cover your ticket to the game tomorrow, Corey. Thank you so much for that, William. I am absolutely going to be at that game. Like I said, I'm going to be in the student section. Even though it was a student ticket, it wasn't cheap, but that's okay because I am determined. Every 2 years now, when this game is here, I'm going to be at both games. I've just decided that. Like, my wife asked, this is something my wife asked me earlier today. She's like, do you have to go to, like, because full disclosure, today, I didn't apply for credentials for today's game because I had tickets with a buddy of mine. A buddy of mine got his flu shot yesterday, is like miserable. So he failed on me, and it was like last minute. And I'm like, all right, just, you know what? I'll just run over there by myself. She didn't want to go. I'm like, fine. And she will, for the record, my wife will go to games, but in general, she's not a big sports person. So I'm like, all right, I'll just go over there and find some Hawkeye fans. So I went to the very top of Hilton. And for a lot of the game was up there and then moved down. And I stood kind of toward that lower section. But regardless, where was I going with this?
Somebody was always going to be there or something.
That's what it was. Yes, I was always going to be there. Yeah, she made the comment, do you have to be there? Can't you just like watch the game on TV? And I'm like, it's every 2 years. I do the same with football now. I'm like, I can't not go to the game. It's in my backyard. And it sucks losing. It sucks going to an Iowa State athletic event and having your team lose. But, man, it feels so good when your team wins. And I had one guy that yelled across the arena, get out of here tonight. Because I yelled at Bill.
You know what I'd have said? Gladly.
I yelled at Bill Finley. I went, sit down, Bill. I can't stand Bill Finley. I don't know him as a person, but as a coach, I just, he's an Iowa State head coach.
I can't stand him.
You got to know Bill Finley a little bit?
Can't stand him.
Why? Tell us a little bit about Bill Finley.
He's just an awkward dude. And on top of that, he's very disrespectful. And I don't know how people play for him because I couldn't do it. I'd have been spazzed out. So, but some people like that kind of stuff.
Well, William, again, thank you so much for your donation. It's very much appreciated. Bo is now a member on YouTube. Bo, thank you for this. We appreciate that. He's in our Discord. Member on YouTube.
Does he just make a new one every time?
I don't think he's ever done this before.
I swear we had this conversation like a game or so ago.
All right. Well, if he does it again, then we'll know.
Okay, now that we've noticed it, let's see.
Bo. Yeah, absolutely. He adds with this super chat, this team will be fine. Valuable experience for a young team in a hostile environment against a tough opponent.
Absolutely.
All right. Let's we'll get to our super chats, but we got people who have been online for way too long. Thank you. Kachine Alexander, who's on the line.
Hey, it's Chris in Wyoming.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah. First, I want to give you a quick weather report here, where we had 50 degrees today, and it'll be 60 tomorrow.
In Wyoming?
So,
what part of Wyoming are you
in? Wyoming. I'm in eastern Wyoming, but I'm at 5,000 feet, and we've gotten maybe an inch of snow this winter.
That sounds like global warming.
Pardon me?
That sounds like global warming because I feel like Wyoming should be freezing.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Usually had a couple of blizzards by now, and Iowa is getting our weather. Iowa City is getting our weather. That's why I told my friend back there, they're suffering. Like, okay, but I enjoy not shoveling, so that's nice. But my comment for this game, other than Hannah has looked unhappy or sort of like, I don't know, out of it for the last couple games. But I also caught Jan Jensen's pregame presser yesterday.
Yep.
And I just got the feeling that she really didn't expect to win. When she was talking about the game, she was like, we got to keep it in perspective, and whether we win, if we lose, it's not going to really matter. It's just just a part of the process. And I just thought, yeah, she really doesn't think we're going to win. That's how I felt about it. But
real quick,
just
that's an interesting observation. I honestly didn't get a chance to listen to Jan. I wasn't on that press. Was that Zoom or was that in person? That press conference, was that in person?
It was, it was in person.
Okay, so
and
I didn't.
She had a couple of the players up there later, but
let's get
she tries to be.
Chris, I want to get Kachine's comment on that. Kachine,
Okay.
I don't know if you listened to Jan yesterday, but okay. Well, I don't really know how I'm going to get your comment then. You didn't listen.
I don't listen to that stuff. I think it's all
just a bunch of hogwash, right?
Exactly. I don't
hogwash.
Because they're not talking about nothing, in my opinion. So I'm more so curious about post-game stuff than anything.
Yeah. Well, she certainly wasn't hyping the game.
She never does. That's not who Jan is, though.
Yeah.
She's like
very pragmatic.
Yeah, like she's not gonna rock the boat either way. She's just kind of like, because one, she doesn't want to give anybody any ammunition, so she's just kind of playing it, safe. If I had to guess, based off of the Jan I know.
Okay, well, obviously, I would trust your opinion because I don't know her, but I just thought, I after it was over, I thought she doesn't think we're gonna win, So that's what I thought. Anyway, and we didn't win, and the third quarter was horrifying.
It was not a good quarter.
No, and so it was encouraging that they came back, but we just didn't have it. I guess it ruined my day.
It ruined my day. Hey, it ruined my week.
Yeah.
It ruined my week.
It ruined your week.
Well, if the men shock the world tomorrow, I'm gonna be like, I don't really care, man. But I don't think that's real likely. I think Iowa's best chance was tonight. So
that's what I thought. So I'll be watching it tomorrow night. I'm not calling in tomorrow night unless something, and I have a a big insight to share, which I rarely do. But I thought tonight, if there was any chance of winning, it would be tonight. And so I was, crestfallen, disappointed. I almost ready to shed tears, but that didn't happen.
Good.
Okay.
All right.
Well, guys, thanks for everything you do.
Thanks,
Hawks.
Christy. Yep.
Thanks. With a last name Bacon, I feel like she's not allowed to shed tears. Like, your life is great. Your last name is Bacon.
That's true. Rachel, with this comment, she says, are there rules about stoppage of play? I saw Adi on the ground twice with no foul call. And both of those times the ref stopped play, but she did not have to leave the game.
You're allowed to stop play as long as it's a break-in play. So for that specific situation, when she fell down and hit her head or whatever, it was their ball anyways. So it wasn't going to affect anybody.
She went down hard. And I mean, I was down there by closer to the floor, and that place shook. Like, it was a hard hit.
Yeah, I'm surprised her head had hit the floor.
Yeah.
Like, I'm surprised she didn't get a little bit more rattled, but hey.
And the crowd was acting like Ava did something to.
Didn't do anything.
Like, that was just a good move by Ava.
Beautiful. She had just tripped up on her own feet, honestly speaking.
Right. And people have, okay, I'm going to ban this person. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I came across comments and I'm way behind. You need to be able to put her on a top more often. You need to make her move her feet more often. We keep saying that, but that play was a good example of that. She doesn't have good feet, and she also she's got a nice little step back fadeaway. She doesn't have great footwork. Like, she's very skilled, but you can also bait her into travels. She had 4 turnovers tonight.
Mm-hmm.
You made her dribble a little bit more, she'd have a lot more, right?
Yeah.
Jan knows all about that. Ryan wants to know if Iowa wins with Emily Rodriguez in the game today.
No idea, but it'll definitely have helped.
It would have helped immensely, especially
during that third quarter.
Or in the second quarter. They were really struggling
True.
in that second quarter offensively for a good stretch. I see a lot of people in the chat with that same comment. If maybe Emily Rodriguez could have made a difference tonight. So we won't know, but it'll be nice to get her back. Eric wants to know, Eric actually says Hannah's too nice. She needs to get mean. And now Brandon says, is Jan too nice? This is a question to you, Cash. You coached for her. You love Jan.
It depends on the type of players. I say that all the time. Like, a coach isn't bad coach or whatever, personality wise. It just depends on who is on their team. Because some people work so well with that and some people don't. So it kind of depends. Just like I would never play for Bill Finley, but some people love him.
Right.
I think it just depends on the people. Now, for Iowa teams recently, I think she's fine because, I mean, last year we had people smiling and laughing. So, like, I think that fits kind of the MO of Iowa basketball right now.
All right, let's go back to our phone line. Thank you for calling Iowa Postgame with Kachine Alexander. Who's on the line? Hello, you're on the air. Hello?
No.
I hear something. What do I hear?
I don't know what you hear.
Going once, going twice. Caller, are you with us?
Call back.
No, they've been on the hold for an hour.
So what is this, an empty line?
Hello? Anybody there? I'm gonna hang up. Like I
That's sad.
I'm not trying to. I feel bad about it, but now they're calling back. What's going on here?
Try him.
Iowa Postgame with Kachine Alexander. Who's on the line?
Lomansky, Corey, can you hear me now?
I got you, Lomansky. You were.
I think, I hear you. I think when you're on hold a long time, then something disconnects, is my guess.
Okay. All right. Well, we got you here.
Say just a shout out to the all-time leader, since we're talking about different subjects. Shout out to the all-time leader of free throws made, Kachine Mama.
What?
Cash Mama.
Wait. Excuse me. Wait a minute. You have the all-time record at Iowa for most made free throws?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, not in a game all time?
Mm-hmm. Ain't in a game, if I'm not mistaken. I shot like 24 in a game, and I think I made I can't remember, 17 or 20 in a game.
I learned something different today, Lomansky. That's something new. I had no idea on that.
Go the Hawkeyes.
I draw a lot of fouls. Okay.
Hey.
Well, she's aggressive and she goes to the basket like we need tonight to foul people out.
Yeah, I draw a lot of fouls. That was like my thing. I remember that game. It was an Illinois game. It was against Illinois at home, and they were so pissed. I would be too if I was a coach. Like, how you let this person score 17 points off of just free throws? Like, what's wrong with you? I'd have been hot. But you know what? Hey,
this comment in the chat. Agree, Cash, but deal is greater than Strimlo. What games have you been watching?
I think that was in regards to when I said the last play I would have put Stremlo in for Journey. I think they were saying I would not do that. I would still put Stremlo in over Deal.
Yeah, no way would I be putting Deal in that situation, in my opinion. Not right now. Anyways, all right, Lomansky, go ahead.
Say I miss Kate Martin tonight. Corey, you've been on a heater, and I'll get back to Kate. You've been on a heater with some of your viewpoints tonight and in the past, but the one that's just so glaring, and we can't do nothing about it, we got to live with it. We don't have a backup point guard number one, and we don't have another quick guard to go a chit-chat to run. And I think, I gotta defend Hannah a little bit because I'm pretty hard on the coaching staff tonight. I don't ever get on the coaching staff, but, I'd like to know what Cash thinks about why didn't we play more zone. There's a couple of looks where Audie gets the entry pass, and I look who's on the weak side to come over and sandwich Audie, and it's chit chat. And I think that's Fenley. I think Fenley rotated. I could be wrong, Cash, but several times chit chat had to be the one to come down. Well, that's not going to work. And so then you've got one-on-one, and would zone Cash have been used more tonight. I'm really disappointed in the coaching staff tonight, and I hate to do
I
that.
would have. I would have played zone. I'm sorry. I would have tried it at least. I'd had to throw it out there because you never know what you're gonna get at that point. And I feel like it would have at least thrown them off a little bit, and it wouldn't have been so. It's very hard to lob in a zone. Like it's very hard to do so because the trap is already built in the zone. So I definitely would have tried it. I would have
That's
stayed
what,
in
and
man
Mike
the whole
asked
day.
about matchup zone earlier in the show.
Yeah.
I wanted to circle back to this. So good
Yeah.
observation, Lemansky.
Corey, you were at the game, and I love it when you're at the game because you probably got a lot of stuff you could talk about. But on TV, I'm just like, I was frustrated with the coaching staff tonight. I thought we had a shot, and just to spin a real big positive. Towards the end of the fourth quarter, when we responded and made that charge, we had a shot tonight, and I think that's why everybody's so pissed. Because we had a shot, and we probably had no business having a shot. But I tell you what, folks, Cass said a long time ago, Chit Chat Wright is a superstar. Somebody said in the chat tonight, she's going to be a superstar. She's a superstar when she hit the campus.
Well,
Yep.
we could use some of that right now.
1,000%. This was a great game for her to get back into the swing of things, though. This was fantastic. I couldn't have wanted something more than this game for Chit Chat.
Yep. We could.
Do you think?
Go
ahead, Corey.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't want to make. I may make sure my comment. I'm not implying she wasn't a superstar tonight. I'm just saying in general, they are going to need her. They need her to be the superstar right now because I'm concerned with not Ava Hayden. She's going to be bounced back and be fine. But I am concerned about Hannah, and I did not expect. Maybe I fooled myself. I did not expect this Hannah. I don't want to.
I don't think anybody did.
Say that again, Cash.
Nobody did.
Yeah. So did you have belief heading into the year that she was going to develop on offense to be able to stretch the floor a little bit?
Listen, if I can figure out how to shoot the ball, she can figure out how to shoot the ball. So in my mindset, it was like, okay, I only need you to make 1 and 3. I'm not asking you to be a 3-point threat shooter. I just need you to be able to knock down a mid-range jumper consistently. That's it.
Hey, Jordan Scoots, I appreciate you, man. Old school media pulling strings. They threatened by this budding media empire. That's what this is, a media empire. Lemansky, go ahead. Anything else for us?
Well, I tell you what, we got a Ferrari because you notice when Chit Chat pushed the ball, she crossed half court. She looked for somebody else. Nobody was on the racetrack with her. And she has to pull it out and go to the top of the key because nobody was running with her. Nobody was there. That's coaching too, you know? I tell you what, if I was coaching, I saw that there'd be immediate timeout and somebody would get their tail just royally chewed because that's coaching is about identifying what players don't have and what they do. And Hannah is the player if we use her to run, and we don't ever use her for that. And how can she be motivated when she runs down and nothing happens? I wouldn't run either, for crying out loud. But I guess I'll leave with this and let other callers participate. There's usually 5 people on the court and 2 or 3 are used on the bench. And I understand how we critique people, but you need 5 players to produce. We got legitimately beat by better players at several positions against the Cyclones. That I hate to say that, because some other players didn't show up tonight. And I tell you what, it's very easy to, I'm not bashing anybody's comments, but let's talk about maybe some of those other people that didn't live up to it. And I know now I should watch what I say because I've been to Hilton several times. And when you go to Hilton and you're just a fan, you'll get assaulted by their fans if they figure out you're a Hawkeye. Because I've been there with Iowa State friends, and I tell you what, you got to watch for your safety in Hilton because it's a hell of a home.
Real quick, can I just tell a story real quick? Can I do some story time for a second? Maybe I've told this story on the air before, but I believe it was my first time ever in Hilton Coliseum. It was Iowa State men versus Kansas. I had a friend of mine, he was a friend at the time. He was a big Kansas Jayhawk fan. He was from I think Leavenworth, Kansas. Anyways, he convinced me to go to this game as a Kansas fan, right? We go to the game. people were yelling at us, being disrespectful. Iowa State hates Kansas, by the way, in basketball. All right, they hate Kansas. But this was the I don't know if you guys remember this, but it was an overtime game. Iowa State lost in overtime at home to Kansas. This was maybe, 12 years ago. And after the game, there was an older Iowa State fan. He runs out on the court, grabs Bill Self by the shirt, and starts yelling at him. Do you remember this, Lomansky? Anyways, the police had to escort this guy off the court. And then the sad thing is, here's the sad thing. I can't remember the guard's name. Terrific guard for Kansas. And a lot of their terrific guards don't end up playing in the league, which is interesting. But terrific guard for Kansas. And as he's leaving after his television interview, you have Iowa State students throwing objects down at him. And he did nothing wrong. I'm not defending Iowa people. I know there was some objects thrown at the Oregon football players after what happened at the end of that game. I'm not defending that. But this was like...
That's their fault.
Huh?
That's their fault. You
What's
can't go over to a student section after you win. You just asking to get knocked in the head with a bottle.
I don't think that means it's okay to throw objects.
I understand, but
yes, that's my point.
The classy Oregon.
Anyways, and that Kansas guard, I think, ended up getting death threats on social media after that game. But anyways, that was my first experience at Hilton. And I think it's a great college basketball venue.
See,
and I'm not afraid to walk into that site, but I know exactly what you're saying, Lomansky.
That's why I don't go there. I'll end up in handcuffs.
Well, I think if us three went to a game together, Cash and Corey and Lomansky, I would fear for one of us because I don't think any of us would be quiet.
We got Cash with us. We'll be all right. I'm telling you.
I got to end with this, and I'll get off, Corey. I have great Cyclone friends, and they're very smart people, and they make good comments, but they make my life miserable. I put on my Hawkeye shirt, and I text them tonight, and I said, the war is on you, and I let them have it. Of course, I end up on the losing part. But this friend took me to a game once. Very big Cyclone guy. He's on their boards all the time. Cyclones lost. I didn't say a thing. We're in the car going up north of I-35 towards Mason City. I said one comment all the way home, and it wasn't that bad. He pulled his Dodge Durango pulled his Dodge Durango out on I-35 where there's no traffic, on the gravel, I call it, on the side. I'm in the back seat. He said, get the hell out. I said, you got to be joking. He said, you can hit your right. You can hit yourself on the way home. Now, that's all the way to Northeast Iowa. I got out of the Dodge Dakota. It was cold. He took off north on I-35. I walked for 50 yards, and I started putting my thumb out, and his brake lights came on. He pulled over and started backing up, the slowest I've ever seen a vehicle back up in my life. I got on the car, shut the door, didn't say a word, and my Cyclone friend, who's very dear to me, said, one more word out of a Hawkeye fan, and you will be walking. You two have a great night.
Thanks, Lomansky. That's quite the story. I've never heard of anything quite that extreme, but hey, rivalries are rivalries. Don't leave your friends on I-35 stranded, especially this time. All right. Let's see here. Real Malice says, I donate if I had more than a couple of pennies to rub together, but I appreciate the show, Corey and Cash. Mostly a baseball fan, but Iowa women's basketball never fails to rile me up. And
I love that.
Here's a user says, good luck in lanes, Corey. So anyways, all right. We've got a super chat here coming in from Lomansky, who just got off the phone. Hannah put in tough position versus Crooks. The fouling of the other two bigs made her burn too much energy on the defense.
You did that one already.
We didn't.
Yes, you did.
We're not going to have another situation like we had the other night where you say I said something I didn't say. All right? I didn't bring that up until just now. We're an hour and a half in this thing.
Okay.
I'm bringing it up right now. The other day you said I said Taylor McCabe.
Well, maybe I saw it already. I don't know. Anyway.
I said Taylor McCabe, and you thought I said Stremlow. And I sent you video evidence after.
I wasn't the only one who thought that. So
no, they all be tripping. Anyways. All right, Legal Reaper. This is Bo. This team will be fine. Valuable experience for a young team in a hostile environment against a tough opponent. Very balanced approach. We appreciate that. Jody wants to know from Cash, do you think Audie's talent will translate to the W, or is she just stronger than these college players?
It will translate.
It will translate?
Mm-hmm. And now, we're not talking like superstar. Okay, we're not talking there because she's missing some key components, but nobody's guarding her sheer size alone. Like that is put her in there to wear out Asia Wilson. That's all you need her for, right? She'll be able to score over her because she's literally going to bear her under the basket like she does with everybody else. The W does not front post players. It's not really what they do, right? So of course she'll be able to be effective in some way. She's a different kind of individual.
All right, folks, we can see the finish line here. We're going to try to keep Cash up only a little bit longer because it's 11 p.m. on the East Coast. We've got Corey here calling in. Corey, welcome to the tail end of our show. This is when you normally show up, which part of it is because I don't add you in until the end, but it's because we're saving the best for last, and you know that.
Yeah, well, first of all, I'm grateful that they made it a game tonight because third quarter, I went to the whiskey. It was getting ugly.
Oh, you went real, man. You went to the whiskey third. Ooh.
I tell you what, that was ugly in the third quarter. But for them to come back and bring it back to a game with everybody in foul trouble, and they still come back, you can't go negative on that. First off, second off, you got to be so grateful to have a player like Chit Chat that's been sitting out, and usually you're out on an island by yourself, you're in your own world, you're hurt, you don't feel part of the team, and to come right back and just turn key, ready to go, boom, and perform like she did. She's fantastic. She's just a gamer, and she'll always be a gamer. But I want to touch on the haters, the Hannah Stuelke haters.
We're not haters. We're just calling it. Corey, look, can we just acknowledge she's been a disappointment on the offensive end this year? That's all we're saying.
I think that she's going through senior slump. She's
a senior.
Yeah, but
Your slump.
I'm going to cut right to the chase here. Okay, if you watch, I just watched about 8 high school all-star games that she was playing in. I watched a couple highlights from last year. I watched 3 highlights from the years with Caitlin Clark. And I'm just going to tell you that she's not being utilized properly. And she's set up for playing fast. And this methodical, mundane, slow moving, they're not moving quick. Her thing is speed.
Yes.
Her thing is speed. That's her advantage. When you have a slow moving offense with these predictable slow passes that you're not gaining position on someone. They're not off balance enough. We're not getting the defense off balance enough to where they're being reactive to where she can use her speed. You do it. Do it yourself. Watch some of her past film and just watch it. She's like this. Catch it and go. Okay, she could be up on the high post free throw line to hand it off or keep it and then drive the lane and take it to the hole.
Okay, let's let Cash respond to this.
She's dominant in a fast game. Not to mention.
Hold on. Can we let Cash respond to it?
Isn't that what we've said already? Like,
yeah, we've been saying it's
part. We literally have said the exact same thing you just said. So where's the hating part coming from? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Because we're saying the same thing you're saying.
In the chat.
The only thing we are not saying is that you still have faith. I don't. Because the offense ain't going to change. So that being said, that's what you're going to get. The only other option now is to figure out how to make her effective within the offense that we currently have. Because you cannot change the offense in pretty much January.
Yeah, but you can get going with the fast break. Why can't you pick and roll with Hannah? Why not?
Well, Oh, you answer that, Cash. I got my.
Because if you pick and roll with Hannah, where's Ava gonna go?
You could either when Ava's in foul trouble, you can try it. She was the 5 for a while tonight.
Yeah, but remember, when she's the 5, she's in her comfort zone. So why are we bringing her out? If she's the 5, she want to be where she at. The issue is when she's the 4, not the 5.
Yeah,
when she's the 4 is where she gets lost.
Yeah, well,
That's what you gotta figure out.
if you want, I'll tell you right now, you put her with Caitlin Clark, and she's WNBA material all day, and she'll beat Asia Wilson's ass because Asia won't be able to keep up with her if they're on the run. Okay, so it's about utilizing her properly. She's not built for this slow, methodical, put them to sleep, and then back them down with a little.
On what you're saying, Corey, is my guess is if you ask Kachine, because Cash has got a pretty good feel for college basketball as a whole, certainly the WNBA as a whole, my guess is there's a lot of players that can run like Hannah. We don't have them on this team, but there's a lot of players that can run like Hannah. And Caitlin, because Caitlin was playing with this one, she made this one look really above average in her ability to score points because of the fast break offense. So I think there's a lot of people who can be really effective with Caitlin, but that doesn't make her WNBA worthy.
But if you looked, Caitlin threw a lot of passes to a lot of players on the Indiana Fever that didn't have good hands like Hannah can have on the fast break. She's already proven it.
It's not a WNBA player.
Yeah.
I would
well, if she makes it, a lot of people said Kate Martin would never make it as well.
I don't know who said that.
Well, so all I got to say is I'm still putting money on Hannah Stuelke, and I don't think she's being utilized properly. I think that she's a run and gun type of player. And so these haters that want to hate on Hannah Stuelke can go ahead and do it, but she's not being utilized properly. And so it's a situation where she was what she was, and the coach flipped the system on her because she was effective in the previous system. And I think it's not fair to give her a little bit of grace here. And yeah, we're into game 10, but it's still a shock to somebody's system to be. She went from being the Walton preseason or the preseason wooden watch player to they now key. It's everything revolves around Ava. That can be a hit to your ego. It can take an adjustment period. And so I'm just saying, don't quit on Hannah, because I'm not here. I'll be screenshotting all the comments.
FBI.
And I will be rubbing them back in people's faces later in the season.
FBI Hawk says you've had too much whiskey tonight.
Yeah, well, you know what? It keeps me calm so I don't tell people, the haters, what I really think.
All right. Yep. Don't do that. We don't want that. You listen, keep up the faith, Corey. There's nothing wrong. You're not harming anybody by keeping up the faith.
The last thing I want to say is, yeah, KF forever, baby. You got another coach crashing and burning. Meanwhile, Hayden Fry is just even keel. One of 4 coaches to win 8 games every single year since 2015. He just keeps on trucking and through adversity. And lastly, I'll end with this question. Kachine, when you're dealing with an ineffective offense like we had tonight, where you cannot get anything done in the post, why would you not weaponize yourself on the perimeter with all of your best shooters? And in my opinion, that's Taylor McCabe, it's Addie Deal, it's sometimes Stremois, but sometimes not. Kylie Fearbach, sometimes not. I think you make a decision between those two, who's going to hit it, and then obviously Chit Chat. But I wanted to. I'm gonna end with a statement, and then lastly a question, because I forgot to throw this in there. people want to trash on Hannah. Well, I tell you something. Journey's defense has got a long way to go compared to Hannah's against what I watched tonight. Watch the tape, and they went right by Journey. Hannah sometimes got fouls, but she's flipping the hips. She's staying in front of them. Hannah played defense tonight, and she rebounded, and nobody's giving her any love. No love for Hannah. She battled. So
on the glass, Corey. I gotta let you.
But
lastly, you keep saying lastly. You've said
right.
it.
Last question is, what do you do when you're not effective in the post? Who would you have played, and how would you have attacked things from the perimeter, from the mid-range cash? What would you have done when the post play was not effective? How could you have answered that? How would you have weaponized the offense to be effective?
Thank
and
you.
Go Hawks.
Go Hawks. There. How do we?
Let me tell you something, Corey. We're gonna have to get Corey earlier because at this time of night, my patience runs real thin. And Corey riles me up because he is such a Hawkeye fan, and I love that for him. But sometimes he's a delusional one, and I love Corey. But I'd be like, what? Okay, let's break this down. Now, he was doing so good, too. At the beginning, I was like, oh, shoot. I agree with Corey tonight. I love this. And then he just had to go left. But, Hannah, you should not ever compare a freshman who has played 10 college games to a senior who has played in Final Fours and national championships games. No, we don't compare those two. Hence why people are more so wanting to see Journey, because the fact that she's a freshman and it's still semi-close right now, that's a problem. That's why people are saying Journey. Of course, Hannah has her beaten some areas. She should. She's a senior. So I think in general, that's kind of how it's going to go. But as far as Hannah is concerned, it's not Hannah's job to figure out how to fit in an offense. That's not why coaches are getting paid $100,000 plus. Not the case. So now I don't think that the coaches thought that this would make such a negative impact on Hannah. Heck, I didn't, honestly speaking. But now that we figured out that this ain't working, we got to figure something out. Now you got to go back to the drawing board and figure out what that may be to help her become effective within the offense that you currently have, because you cannot just switch up the whole offense. You just can't do that. Can't do that. Now, the other piece of what would I do, et cetera, Corey, is he here at the beginning of the what you call it? Because I went on a whole rant about what I would do, but I'm going to repeat myself in a short little thing. I said earlier at the beginning when I went on my initial rant that I could not understand why we did not run through Chit Chat. She was on fire, and we needed to be running a ball screen with whoever Audie Crooks was guarding. Because Audie Crooks likes to sit in the paint. She does not move well laterally, and Chit Chat was coming off ball screens ready to shoot. Her shot was on today. But if somebody came to help, she's smart enough and has great passing ability that she can feed her teammates. We should have went through Chit Chat. If your posts are not working, especially tonight, you got to go through that. A lot of our offense starts with a post pass. I don't really understand it, personally speaking, but that's how it goes. I think that we need to use Hannah as a free screener. What I mean by that is because people are playing her in the paint, that means she is a free screener to screen somebody. So, for example, Taylor McCabe, fantastic three-point shooter, right? So how about we set a flare screen with Hannah? Where's her defender? In the paint. Who's going to help on the flare screen? Nobody. Use her as a free screener. If her player starts running out to get to Taylor McCabe, Hannah just slides right to the basket. Easy bucket. So I think things like that is what we need to start thinking about to give ourselves another option outside of the post. I hope that helps, Corey.
Good explanation. I was pretty clear on it earlier, but he may not have heard the first part of the show.
He may not have. That's why I repeated it. And some people may not have either. So that's why I repeated it.
Results ads says, dang, Corey's voice is going to be gone by the end of the show.
Okay.
Yeah, part of that is running in the cold. I'm already kind of under the weather this week. I was at a game. I yell for my team, man. I'm not gonna try to run away from that fandom. What does this mean, Kelly? Thank you for being a premium member. Why isn't your counter clearing? What does that mean? My counter.
Is it counter? Like, is it like maybe she's talking about your Twitter?
Oh,
No.
probably. That's probably what it was. My notifications. I hadn't opened my notifications.
Oh,
Jody, thank you for the super chat. Cash, do you think Audie's talent? Come on, man. I already read this, but thank you, Jody. Appreciate this. The donation. Christy, thanks for having this platform for Iowa fans. Looking forward to future wins. I think this is Christy from Arizona, I'm assuming. So, Christy from Arizona, thank you so much for the super chat. It's very much appreciated. And Sheila with the super chat as well. Go Hawks. Thank you, Sheila. Absolutely. Don't lose faith just because of one loss. Tough, hard-fought game on the road in one of the best environments in college sports. Regardless of if we like Iowa State and Hilton, it's a tough place to play. Bobby's a premium member, and Bobby's also one of our newest members in the Discord. Bobby with the super chat. He says, if you do not get at least one warning from event staff for being overly obnoxious, I will feel the super chat will have been wasted. Go Hawks.
yeah, get that money back.
I just don't know how I do that. So what's the suggestion, Cash? Because, well,
What
I
do
don't
you mean?
Wait a minute. Why
Be
am I
obnoxious. What do you mean?
You said you're like, you don't got to be a student to get in as a student. Yes, but where am I going to sit? I'm going to have to sit in the student section, right?
Well, I'll sit in the student section and be obnoxious.
I might get out obnoxious.
Yeah, because guess what? If you're obnoxious, you're taking their focus off of the game and our players and onto you. Take that on the chin.
Bobby, thank you so much for being a premium member and for the super chat. We very much appreciate it. Angela says, do you see any potential in Ava? Do you see any potential in Ava against Crooks? Do you think Ava played well? She loves the spin move. We kind of, I mean,
well,
how would you, as far as a final?
You can't. She played 15 minutes. I can't, I mean, she barely was out there.
Yeah, I can't say she played well when she fouled nonstop.
Yeah, like she really just didn't play. She played like 3 minutes at a time, if that. That's very hard. So, I mean, obviously, Audie got this battle, but what year is Audie Crooks?
I believe she's got one more in front of her, I think.
Woo!
Well,
all right, well.
I think that's the case. I could be wrong, but I think that's the case. Kelly, thank you for being a premium member. She says you're on the money tonight. And Jeff, thank you for being a premium member.
No pun intended.
Jeff Schwinky. And Schwinky, am I saying that right? Schwinky?
I like that. That's cool.
Kate VB, disagree. The refs dictated the Ava Audie matchup.
I don't know about that.
What did you think of the officiating between those two?
I mean, honestly speaking, I didn't notice it as much. So to me, I mean, there were like, there's going to be a few calls that I'm like, I don't know about that. But it wasn't glaring where I'm like, what is happening? So if it's nothing like that, I tend to just, it is what it is, the natural flow of the game. Especially on the road. And when you get a player like that, usually they're going to get a pretty good whistle. 1000%. Hard to guard them. Pete Larson, has Hannah lost it? I think, what is it? Like, I think she has lost, what she has lost is her ability to almost perfectly take advantage of her skill set, which is rim run. And you could argue it was sort of taken away from her, but she also lost it in part when Caitlin graduated. Michael says, what's the point plus minus for Journey? Glad you asked. The plus minus for Journey Houston tonight was 0. So, which, is not horrible. They broke even with Iowa State. The only player that had a better plus minus was actually, a few actually, very narrowly. Stremlo was +2, Chit Chat was +1, Stuelke was +0, and Ava was actually +6 tonight. I'll tell you who was not in a good place with those numbers. Layla Hayes was -16. I don't know how much you read into plus minus stats. I don't really care for it, but let's see. Here's a question. What happened to Hannah from 23 and 24? Well, again, different offense, different teammates.
Could we have won this game going to a smaller lineup with Hannah at the 5? Could they have done that, Kachine?
I don't think Hannah. I'm sure you could have, but you were going to have to go zone at times to save Hannah.
Yep. Scott DeGroot. At least we showed we can come back from a big deficit in a hostile crowd. Yes, optimism.
Agreed.
Scott pointed that out. Great comment.
1,000%.
I miss Scott. Scott used to call in. Scott, where you at? You used to call in regularly. Where you at?
Scott.
It's been a long time. Flyer 180. Cash was right. We needed to use the small lineup toward the end of the game. David Morris, thank you for being a premium member. I think the Hawkeyes will be great as the year goes. I'm trying to kind of spell check here. They will be okay with the Big Ten now. Go Hawks, go. Okay. All right. Well, he's positive. That's good. Patrick says if Cash is right, then we are going to need Ava to play a Brianna Stewart type role for this Hannah to work this year.
No.
Why don't you like that comp?
We talking about the same Brianna Stewart? Because Brianna Stewart is like a big guard.
Yeah, the problem is Brianna Stewart can shoot, right?
Yeah, she's a big guard.
Yeah.
Like, she's not a post player, in my opinion. Like, she is a big guard. Everything about her is that.
Do you think the plus minus stat actually works? Does it mean much of anything?
I never paid attention. Some coaches live by it. I never paid attention to it, personally speaking. But
Jordan says he bets that Brad Van Meter could get results out of Hannah. So, okay.
You know what? I would try anything at this point.
Hannah ought to give Brad Van Meter a call first thing Monday morning. That's what I always say. I guess you could do it Thursday morning. It's not the weekend. Let's see here. Can I get your comments real quick before we totally finish? Can I get your comments on the Sharon Moore story? Like,
that's the Michigan dude?
Yeah. Please tell me you've
heard about
that.
I just don't remember the name. That's all. I mean, this is what I don't understand. Out of all the people to have an affair with, like, you can go anywhere. You understand? Like, I'm certain there are people outside of that building that you could have an affair with. I just don't understand. Because he's not the first, and he ain't gonna be the last that has done those kinds of things. Now, what I am now hearing, like him getting arrested and whatever, I'm just trying to figure out if it's actually true, because Buddy needs to be in a mental institution if that's the case. Because what are we saying? What are you getting arrested for?
It's one of the craziest sports stories.
What is happening?
It's one of the craziest sports stories since OJ. Like, I'm not kidding. It's got to be one of the craziest sports stories since OJ Simpson.
So is he really in jail because he went to that girl's house?
That's a picture right there. He's right there. I mean, unless this is AI, this is floating around on social media. I mean, I know,
but like, he could be in jail for anything. Like, did he really go to that? She looks like a child, but did he really go there?
So I want to be very careful with what I say, because I really don't want to be accused of saying anything that was not true. What have you heard, Cash?
They were saying that he got arrested because he went to alleged whoever this girl is house or whatever. I done heard that he done paid for abortions, all kind of stuff. Like, what is going on? Like, I'm literally like, okay, something got to be on ESPN, because it's too much flying on.
There's a ton of stuff out there.
There's so much stuff going on, and I'm like, what is what?
Yeah.
But you know what? We had something like this not too long ago. Well, in women's basketball, long time ago. But it's like, I just don't get it. Like, was it worth all of that? I don't know. I'm sure you were getting paid hefty. So, and you got a wife and like 3 kids. Like, bro, get it together. But anyway, if all of it's true, I hope you stay in that orange jumpsuit. Keep going.
I don't mean to laugh. It's a horribly tragic. I mean, it's bizarre and tragic and unbelievable. Yeah. I don't really know what else.
I can't believe it. Like, I need to see proof that this man showed up at this girl house. Like, I think that, what? You just got fired, and your first thought is let me go get myself arrested. Yeah, your chances of being in college anything is gone. Now, there might have been a slim chance before that, this little picture here, but it's over with now. I don't know what you're going to do. You might have to go work at McDonald's.
Yeah, so folks, if you're not familiar, if you're just living under a rock and you're not familiar with what we're talking about, developing story, Michigan football fires head coach Sharon Moore after a reported weeks-long investigation into allegations that he had an inappropriate relationship with someone on staff. That is basically all that Michigan has said. Why does that keep going away?
Because
what's going on here?
They don't want you to have it up there.
All right. No, it's killing me, man.
That is so crazy to me.
Man, what is going on with my this is not making me happy. But anyways,
is that really the timeline? You know what? FBI Hawk said that's the timeline. So who am I to not believe FBI Hawk? Because it's in the name. But if that's the timeline, that is unhinged.
Well, no, I mean, like, here's what's
that's unhinged.
And I'm just going to say, because I don't want to be accused of spreading misinformation. A lot of this is almost all alleged. All of this is alleged. Of course. What we can say on certainty, on good authority, is that Michigan has fired Sharon Moore.
For sure.
That's really all we can say.
We know for what?
We know they fired him because of an alleged inappropriate relationship.
There you go. We know
that he had with a female. Now, there are reports and rumblings out there that this female staffer got pregnant, that she aborted her child. Again, we can't confirm that information. That's out there. And then later in the day, we can also confirm that Sharon Moore was arrested. He was arrested later in the day. And again, as to why we don't have total definite answers on that, there's a lot of allegations and rumors swirling, but there are rumors that he threatened his own life, that he broke into someone's house. Those are all allegations. I had not heard the breaking into. I had not heard he went to this girl's house. I had not heard that. And again, these are all reports, but it's one of the wildest stories that I've ever heard of. And I mean, I got ripped because I didn't talk enough about the.
It's not new though. This has happened all over the place.
Well,
I probably can count like 5 different coaches that have gotten in trouble and had some crazy stories like this.
This
might be the first football one though.
Kachine, this is yeah. I was gonna say, with a job as high profile as
that's what I'm saying. Football is the first one, but I've seen tons of high major basketball, women's, men's. I don't see it at all, but this might be the first football one for sure.
So let's just real quickly, that way that I'm not saying anything that's not correct. This is and again, we're just wrapping the show up, folks, but I know it's a unbelievable headline tonight, and so I'd be remiss if I didn't at least address it. So here is the story from the Detroit News, and we'll just kind of skim through this. Ex-UM coach Sharon Moore in jail after firing, police investigating an assault. Hours after his firing, he was placed in jail, placed in custody. He was actually in custody before Michigan publicly announced his firing. After 10 p.m. Wednesday, Pittsfield Township Police confirmed it was investigating an alleged assault, did not name Moore, but in response to multiple media queries about from the news about Moore on Wednesday, police said an investigation began shortly after 4 p.m. Michigan publicly announced the firing at 4:43 p.m. Police said a suspect was taken into custody and that Moore was in the Washtenaw County Jail as of 11 p.m. Wednesday. He was booked at 8:30 p.m. according to court records. The incident does not appear to be random in nature. There appears to be no ongoing threat to the community, Pittsfield Township Police said in a statement. At this time, the investigation is ongoing. Given the nature of the allegations and need to maintain the integrity of the investigation and its current status at this time, we're prohibited from releasing details. Further details regarding the incident will be released as soon as possible. Saline Police Chief Marlene Radzik confirmed the news earlier Wednesday that they were involving a complaint, that the department was handling a complaint involving Moore. Police said an investigation began in the 3000 block of Ann Arbor Saline Road. There is an apartment complex in that vicinity.
That's probably how they got that girl's name in there. I bet you.
So you're saying that
since they didn't put the whole address, pretty much, it ain't hard to figure out who living there.
Well, man, I don't know, man. This is a married man.
Well, I guess we'll just have to wait and see now, won't we?
Married man with kids. Yeah. Sad situation. Okay. Back to reality. Dennis says, Corey and Cash, do you agree free throws are a huge chronic problem, or is he overreacting?
You're not overreacting. It's a problem, and it will be a problem in the Big Ten because you have a lot of close games.
It's a problem for the men as well. Mm-hmm. Brian, Cash, please come coach at Iowa. I think all your takes are spot on.
Thanks, Brian.
LeBron, can you talk about our senior guards who can't dribble, create their shot, take a mid-range shot? I'm assuming that's what LeBron meant here. I talk especially about Feuerbach. I did think they settled for too many mid-range shots when they went through that drought, I think early second quarter.
Our post players kept shooting them.
Ava needs to stop shooting those. I'd let her shoot all day if I'm Iowa State.
Well, y'all were in here the last couple games talking about, she's shooting it. And I'm like, that shot looks horrible. She's luck right now.
I agree.
It's not, that's not something we can bank on.
Yeah.
But I think for her, all she needed was to give just a little. And then Audie would have went like this. She would have blew right by her. Why are we settling for jump shots up there?
Every blind squirrel finds a nut at some point. We don't want her shooting from inside.
No.
Brian, are Hannah's struggles due to switching to the 4? Thank you for the super chat, Brian.
Yes.
And the offense has just slowed down.
Yes.
How about this, Lomansky bringing it? Sorry, buddy, it was displayed before. I don't know what that means.
1-on-1, baby. Because I told you already showed his comment. And I was like, I'm not crazy. But then you brought up you being right last time. And I was like,
if Lomansky's got some more 50 burgers, I'll tell you what, I'll complain about your super chats a little bit more often, Lomansky.
Whatever. Like I said, you did play it already.
I'm kidding. Thank you, Lomansky. That's very generous. We appreciate your support. You know that. DJ Doug, how many times did Hannah get the ball one-on-one and no moves to score? She took 4 shots total in the second and third quarter. That's what I said. I mean, she's just standing there. And that's the concern on my part. No willingness or confidence to take advantage of Audie and make Audie move.
Yep, take over a game.
Or take over a game, just in general, yeah. She does not look like an alpha right now. Hawkeye Doug, thank you for the super chat. Corey, student sessions come first serve. You might need to line up now. Yeah, I know they come first serve, and I'm not lining up 8 hours in advance. I'm not that guy. I got too many things on my schedule to go out and hang out with those clowns 8 hours in advance of a game. Give me a break.
No pun intended. Go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. Well, good pun. Anyways, is trying to get offensive fouls on Crooks a viable strategy against her? Well,
offensive, no. She doesn't extend an elbow. It's kind of hard to do it. The only way you could do it is if you're coming over from help side. You might be able to position yourself, but she's not
displacing. She's constantly displacing
with her hip and lower body, not here, which makes it harder to do. Now, there were 2 times where I felt like she pushed Hannah in the back. One was on an offensive rebound, and I can't remember the other one right now. It was on a lob, and I was like, that was a missed call, but okay.
Yeah, and of course the crowd was mad about that one call that went against Audie under the rim. How much will Iowa be penalized for the loss in the AP poll? Not much.
Not much. It was a team that was higher than them on their home court.
Yeah.
It won't be much.
Kim in the chat. How about passing the ball, then attack the paint, get Crooks out of the flow? Yeah, sounds good to me. She wants to know if that's the plan or what coaching plan would you have used. I think we've answered that.
Yes, I hope I answered that, Kim.
Pajad, I don't know what that is, but says, I want to know what Cash thinks about Audie's potential in the W. Why do I keep getting this over and over again?
Because multiple people were asking. This is a different guy.
All right. Well, I think we answered.
Yes, I do think she is going to translate. She's entirely too big, and she's gotten better. Like she is not the same Audie Crooks freshman year. She is consistently getting better each year. She got a whole nother year in college. She done got this little step back thing she's doing now. I'm sure she's going to add something else. She's just getting continually better.
Speaking of step backs, how about Chit Chat Wright's step back 3-point field goal that cut the game to 3 with 1:37? She made that shot, and I like turned around. I was like, "Oh my Lord!" Like,
go ahead, girl.
That thing was sick, man.
Chit Chat had me screaming at the TV today.
That was cold blooded. In Hilton hit that shot, man.
First of all, the pull up 3 in transition with nobody in front of you is bold.
The one early in the game.
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
You know how bold that is?
That's very bold. I was like, bad shot. All right.
You have no rebounds. You have nothing. I said, okay.
And that's coming off an injury. She's been off
in a hostile environment, and they was down. Like, okay, all right. I see what we're doing here. Okay. Okay.
Anyways, you said the word step back. We had to give Big Rose big play of the day.
Yes.
Patrick wants to know about Lindenwood. They only lost by 13 at Baylor. Is that a possible trap game?
Honestly, I have no idea. I need to go look at Lindenwood. I don't know. That's a great question.
That is a good
know. Baylor's not great, so whatever.
And Iowa beat Baylor. Dylan says, Cash, why have we consistently been having runs in games, even against some of the lesser competition, where we go 5 minutes without a bucket? Kind of the same issue the men have had.
Because we're taking shots that the defense wants us to take instead of taking shots we want to take.
Real quickly, Lindenwood is 7-2. They had a 13-point loss against Baylor. They beat Drake by 16. They lost to Santa Clara. Their wins are against Harris Stowe State, Oral Roberts, Kansas City, Omaha, Hawaii on the road, Vermont, and Drake on the road.
Okay.
So, thank you, Bobby. Remind everybody, hit that like button. Smash it, folks. Break your computers. No, don't do that, because you got to be back here for tomorrow night. But please hit that like button, folks. If you're here, hit the like. It's very much appreciated. Kelly wants to know what the Discord is. Kelly, join the Discord. I'm happy to even explain it to you by email. You donate $5 for a month, $50 for a year, either one, and you're in the Discord. I'll shoot you an email. We'll get you set up. But basically, it's a big chat with myself, Kyle Spence, Kachine. I think our wrestling guy is going to be joining, Keegan Jensen, if you're into wrestling. I know some people in the chat are. So it's a fun time. And the bigger it gets, the more we can do. So there will be more than just commenting back and forth. But basically, it's just a fun conversation each and every night.
Yep.
Iowa State defeating Iowa 74-69. We talked about the RTI Threads player of the game, Chit Chat Wright. Big Grove's big play of the day, her step back 3 to cut it to within 3 with 1.5 minutes. But unfortunately, that's the closest Iowa would get down the stretch of this game, as Iowa State made a couple of big free throws when they really counted. And they win this top 11 matchup 74-69 inside the friendly confines of Hilton Coliseum, a place that Kachine will never be caught dead visiting.
Never
Folks,
again.
Be sure you visit rtithreads.com. This is their website. Shop your Hawkeyes now before they're gone. Jacob Gill, Aaron Graves, Zach Lutmer, Carson Shire. And I know the Gill family. They are great people. Support this young man who's put a lot into his Iowa career and helped this passing game take steps forward. No, it's not where it needs to be, but it will continue to move forward. Get your Jacob Gill Hawkeye gear today. It makes for a great gift, and you can customize and select your size of choice. rtithreads.com/NIL. Cash, I know it's been a marathon. Thanks for staying up late. Yes, I'm losing my voice. Yes, we didn't get to all the comments. So I apologize to everybody if you were here and you had a comment. I got to all the super chats. I know it took longer than I'd prefer, but it's the nature of the game. We got to all the phone calls, and we'll be back. We'll be back, hopefully talking about more wins. This doesn't define Iowa. It sucks. It sucks to lose to Iowa State. It does not define Iowa. Any final remarks of anything we missed tonight, Kachine?
I don't think so. I think we covered all of them pretty well. I love that. I don't know who's scheduling for Iowa, but good job. Because having a Lindenwood after this kind of game is the perfect thing that is needed before you have to hit UConn.
And I think great on scheduling. And part of this is they didn't have control of it. It's a Big Ten. But for the men, the fact that they got to go to East Lansing and experience it before going to Hilton. So if Iowa's got any chance to go in there and shock the world against an Iowa State team that is as hot as anybody right now after beating Purdue on the road, beating them big.
Honestly speaking, I think Purdue is overrated, but keep going.
Well, they probably are, but man, that was impressive. And
of course it is. It was at Purdue too.
If Iowa's got any chance at shocking the world, man, it's going to be raucous. It's going to be crazy. I will be there. We'll be there. We'll talk about it after the game with yours truly, Coach Close. I think our guy Kyle Spence is going to stop by as well. FBI wants a prediction for tomorrow night. You got one, Cash?
Iowa by 5.
Iowa by 5 in Hilton. Ooh, not losing.
I have so much faith in Ben and that tie.
Do you really?
I do. I love Ben. I don't know him, but I love him.
He's great.
He's
like
a teacher of the game consistently throughout. He is coaching. He never stops. Those type of coaches, they get players to go through a brick wall for them. I like it.
He is,
and I told y'all they was going to upset somebody, so why not the Clowns?
The Clowns, man. Oh boy, that would be good. That would, like I say, that would make up for tonight.
So would.
In full.
Iowa by 5, baby.
I got Iowa
and
State.
Corey gets to storm the court by himself.
I might actually do. You know what's crazy? And I mean this seriously. No, I can't do that because if that gets that might hurt the reputation of some.
Yeah.
Things. But anyway,
not if you're wearing paint. Just wear paint, and nobody knows it.
Yeah. Then they find out who I am. I'm gonna be in the can with Sharon. I'm in the hole with Sharon Moore. Anyways, all right, folks. Thank you, Cash. Always a pleasure, a delight to talk with you. We'll be back, folks, for more post-game coverage. We got Lindenwood on the women's side this weekend. Iowa State, the men in Hilton tomorrow night, FS1, 7 p.m. Central Time. There are tickets available on the third-party marketplace, so get there, wear gold, be proud. We'll talk.
And as always, it's a Hawkeye State, baby.
Great day to be a Hawk, right? Thanks, folks. Have a great night.